invincible. Jim.
Oh my God, Jim!
Jim! Pretty good. It's gonna be a triple kill. Jim comes on fire. Jim comes on fire.
Had the right angle, but couldn't land the shot. The dark scope, the two-piece! Oh my God!
Cada equipo ahí contesta con los trató de darle ese carpetazo ahí, consigue eliminar a Tunica y rápido se voltea y se
Ataque na marotagem, belo ângulo dele! For him, he's gonna be able to take out. Oh my God! Oh no! He was down to 1 second on the clock! Já pegou bala na cara do Master. O Almairinho vai tentando fazer o primeiro. A estátua vai tentar o tiro porrada e bomba! Vem! Clutch muito difícil de vencer, mas... Anywhere on the body that you hit, he no-scoped for a follow right there. He no-scoped!
termina eliminando a Jack igual queda solamente vivo por parte de repente sigue la primera baja de este Sam se da cuenta que no
Alrighty, guys, we are back live for the Mobile Mayhem EU 2022 Winter Qualifiers event. Today's the last day. With me, again, I'm Verdict. Yeah, this is a little bit awkward. How's it going? You guys are looking hella cute. With me tonight, again, with the logo looking fresh as hell, with some sweet new emotes. My guy Denominated. Day, how are we doing tonight?
Doing all right. Getting ready to have face cam for you guys. Don't worry. I just obviously, if any of you from my raid are still here, we were obviously streaming just before now, so I was not set up and ready. But we're here, and we're getting ready for this amazing EU action. You know, definitely one of the teams I'm going to be looking out for. We got to be looking at Omni, right? Especially since they have such an exciting exhibition match coming up, I believe, this weekend. In the likes of facing off against Devious. I'll have to double check on the dates for that, but they're the team expected most to win EU. and the team that's most expected to win NA, and one of them was talking quite a bit of crap, so we decided to get that set up for you guys. That won't be happening today, but again, we're going to be looking at just how potent this Omniscient team can be.
I'm going to say it, and I'm going to continue to say it until that day and even after that day. Omniscient destroys Devious, and it's not even close. But first off, they've got to make it through this qualifiers. Today, they're in the winter semifinals. We're going to have 3 matches. And guys, I said yesterday we were going to have a treat for you. We're actually going to be go ahead with the new rule set for today's matches. We're going to start things off with Omniscient versus Aphelion. The second match is going to be the loser's final, which is going to be the loser of that first matchup. It's going to be moving on to face against Illuminati. The winner of that matchup will then move on to face the winner of that first matchup. So it's a little bit confusing, but as the day, moves along, we're going to have that, in perspective for everyone to check up, and I'll be sure to update the pin message just to make sure. Panther coming through with the 2 gifted subs. You guys are killing it. I have never seen so much support in you guys, and I will continue to praise you. When you're coming through with this kind of energy, I am just absolutely, astonished by how much you've shown support throughout this whole qualifiers event. And I'm hoping that same kind of energy rolls into the regular season play, which again starts on Thursday. Looking at the invited teams one more time, because we mentioned on day 1, which was last Tuesday, there were 5 invited teams. There's technically 6, and we couldn't technically release that 6th roster due to a contract obligation, and here we are as they are enlisted. So we're going to start off with the 5 that we've already mentioned: Animus, Nova, 117 not found, Olympus, FN420 in the 6th and final team, which I'm sure all of you have guessed and known, is that pretty OP Anarchy roster, who I believe some of those players were on. They're a mixture of players from Gallant, they're a mixture of players from other Stage 5 teams. That, kind of just found themselves in an OP roster. And then the qualifier spots that are guaranteed: Omniscient, Aphelion, Illuminati, Elysium. Obviously, today's matches don't have the implication on the regular season, but who doesn't want to have the bragging rights, and who doesn't want to win against some of the best of the qualifier series, as we're going to get geared up for our first series of the day. I think it would be, just a little reminder for these guys to kind of grasp what the new rule set is. I'm going to run through a few things. I'll start off with the game modes. Hardpoint. We've already seen it in this Sunday's tournament that we casted. Hardpoint will be changed to 250 points with a 600-second timer. Domination score will be 100 per round, and the time is 300 seconds per round. So you got an overall 200 point that you got to reach or have the highest points when the time expires. Domination and Hardpoint have never been sweatier, and that leads me to my next point. The map selections. Hardpoint's going to be Crossfire, Hackney Yard, Standoff, Summit, Firing Range, Takeoff, and Raid. And for Domination, you're only going to get Raid, Summit, Standoff, Firing Range, and Takeoff. So you're not going to have Crossfire, you're not going to have Hackney Yard. This is about as balanced as it's going to get when it comes to maps and actual points to earn as well.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you there. I did get you that OBS Ninja Verdict, so it is available for you whenever. But dude, I'm super excited. Aside from, again, I was mentioning the thing I'm hyped the most for has got to be the Devious Omni matchup. Again, True. A lot of that is going to be because of the crap talking that went on, but there's definitely plenty of exciting matchups for EU here, and plenty of really good talent on both these teams. Now, looking at our current matchup, look, I like AE. I'm a big fan of Captain, and even a bigger fan of Captain since we saw him get some crossbow kills. Do I think they take down Omniscient? No. You want me to be honest with you here? I don't think that's a reality. But we'll have to see, right? I mean, this is definitely a team that has potential. They could take some games. They could definitely take potentially a Search and Destroy if they play it well and Omni plays bad. Now, Omni is very decent in Search and Destroy, so gonna be difficult. But I definitely don't think I see any respawn games going in favor of AE. So we'll have to see as things continue to go on. But yeah, I mean, this is a team with the talent that should have been invited, but because of the way the ruling works, They have less than half of a team that they competed with last season, is essentially what the watered down version of that ruling is. So they've got to play through qualifiers.
There we go. Well, qualifiers has landed this year. There's only 3 teams remaining, and I think I have to firmly agree with the the facts. The facts are that Omni Squad should have been an invited one, but because of the way the ruling works, as Dave just mentioned, obviously they got to fight their way back in it, and they're going to be able to do it here today. As I'm taking a look at some of the other restrictions and rules that have been put into place, one of the major ones that I picked up, and which kind of took a little bit of adjustment. Obviously, this was an older rule, but now is coming back into play, is the allowed operators. Allowed operators are going to be the same as normal. The Purifier, War Machine, Death Machine, Sparrow, Tempest, Gravity Spikes, Annihilator, Equalizer, and Gravity Vortex. But instead of banning one, what we're going to do is only one player can use one of each of the operators that are allowed. So you're not going to have 2 Annihilators, you're not going to have 2 Sparrows. It's going to be one of the each selected items, and they have to pre-select those, so they can't make an adjustment mid-game or mid-series. Going into a domination, what you choose is what you use. So, again, that is another massive update in this new rule set that was drafted by the players, not by Bobby, so don't denominate any of those hate Twitter messages. As why did you change the rule set? Let Seminole play. Why are you so hateful? Why are you the worst?
Yeah, that's. I got a lot of that on Twitter, and it's like,
Bruh.
why?
Yeah, why? Why? All right, we're gonna run through a few more. Current score streaks are now banned. Only thing that I see that's different is the napalm. I think napalm was allowed last season, but is no longer in the mix now. So napalm's out. Lightning Strike is in. So I don't see that on the banned item list. So that is a massive one that we saw on Sunday being utilized a lot of. The weapons, again, probably one of the best weapon ban selections I have seen to date, with the exception of the SKS. But hey, it is what it is. NA45, SVD, all shotguns are banned. All LMGs are banned. All marksmans are banned. Rocket launchers, Thumper, and Shorty. So now we're going to go back to that old school scrim style, gameplay. If you remember back in the day, if you ever played competitively, there was no shotguns, there was no LMGs. I think one of the things that, kind of like adapted was back when I first started getting into scrims, you were only allowed 1 sniper in S&D. You weren't allowed to respawn snipe. And that 1 sniper had to be this, one person that you designated. If it dropped on the ground, you could pick it up. But if someone else picked up one, we won't even go into that rule set. But that was back a long time ago. A lot has changed since then. Yeah, there you go. Go ahead and play with those backgrounds. The backgrounds are pretty similar, aren't they?
Yeah, I was kind of messing with it, and that was very green. That was very, very green.
Super green. Doesn't blend in the background either. I don't like that adjustment that OBS Ninja did. I feel like they should have done a little bit more. Nonetheless, one of the things that's additionally banned is the flash drone. So, all right, I feel better now that I've gotten that off my chest. We're all on the same page. We're not going to be like, hey, well, why are they using this? Why are they not using that? Well, there you go. That's it right there. We're going to go ahead and jump straight into it. The winners semifinals. Obviously, the team who wins this series is going to be moving on to the grand finals. Doesn't have to win, a second game in order to, find themselves in that grand finals matchup. Is going to lead us to start on a Hacky Yard Hardpoint day.
Yeah, and definitely got a comment in chat I want to point out, and I'm surprised it came from Sora, saying that 250 HP sucks, though. It's so long. I gotta say, you're not wrong. It is way longer than, what we're used to, but the reality here is it allows more game development, specifically between even teams. So I think as we get into the main season of Mobile Mayhem, you're going to notice that the games are a lot more intense. Now, obviously, Gallant Sora going to be a big fan of Omniscient here, and probably just wants a lot of these games to be over quick because they know they're going to win. So that is
that's bold.
That is it's bold, but if you want me to be real here, that is the only viable concern for a matchup like this. So We'll have to see, but right now it's actually AE getting the break here early on. They've got themselves 15 points on the board and seem to have won. Now, they do have the stronger side on the first P1 and P2 here, so they're actually in a good position, and you can actually see Candolph is making that rotation back and looking to be the anchor for the team, but Denicio going to come through and take down that kill there, and now you can see multiple players are starting to play back towards that P2, and it does seem to be working out to be a good rotation from them. So actually starting out to have a good hard point here.
No, you're absolutely right. And guys, you know, if you don't like 250 hard points, too bad. They're here to stay. What I will say is, games like this, on maps like this, won't be a steamrolling. We know how P1, you get that first access to the point based off of the relativity to the spawn site. Your entire shop, you literally have direct access to P2 too. So you take a hefty margin of the points off P1. You take a majority of the P2 spawn sites just based off of where you spawned. You're looking at being up 80 to 90 points just off of the first 2-point rotations. And in a game where things can get out of hand quickly, a 250 hardpoint, in my opinion, is just about as right as it can get. So we are going to see P2, the break comes through for Omni. They are going to have the advantage with points and spawns. Moro going to come through on the slide peak. Does get the advantage there, and they're going to be able to get those last 15 seconds potentially. But Cathalia on the break is going to get some help from Jim. It's a massive last 10 seconds going to go back in favor of the guys over at Omni now, and the rotations over to P3. It's one of those points where you're not going to get a majority of the points off of, just based off of where it's at in coordination to, you know, it's literally in the middle of the map and there's not much cover. If you can get 20, 30 points off of it, you know, kudos to you. But I'm looking at, you know, maybe a 15-point for each team, maybe, depending on how Aphelion bounced back, because that was a devastating P2 for them. They had the advantage. They had a majority of the points off P1, and somehow finding themselves in a 50-point disadvantage.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and this is, again, kind of what we expect, especially for Omniscient. So we'll have to see how it continues to go here. Denicio comes through with a couple with the combat bow, a.k.a. the Sparrow. 8 on the board, stacked up some streaks as well. Pred's going to come through, finds one. Is that a lightning strike or a napalm?
It's definitely not a napalm because that's banned, so that's 100% a lightning strike for Denicio.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember which one was banned. I knew one was banned and the other wasn't, and like, if you want me to be honest with you, like, they're kind of confusing, kind of like the Hawk and the Hawk X3 and the Dragonfire, kind of similar looking. So that is something I'll definitely have to get used to. Another Pred comes in. This time it's for Jim. Going to take down Apollo. Tie-to-die takes down Candolph, and the lead is starting to grow. And, you know, while we, you know, we're talking a little bit about the ruling here, you know, this is looking like a game that, you know, if we were on a 150 hardpoint, could be over on this objective, and very well may be crossing the 150 mark here for the side of Omniscient. So we'll have to see. Obviously, we had a really strong start for AE, but it did kind of fall off from there. But, you know, again, we're getting into the point where the games are going to be a little bit longer, and it doesn't necessarily leave you in a position where you can be snowballed on 2 objectives and the game be over. So if you look at 2 full holds, you're looking at, you know, 100 to 120 points on 2 points.
Easily, you know, and that's what we want to, you know, I feel like that's what the players want to do away with. It's going to give an equal opportunity. You don't have to worry about not having spawns for new. Take a map like Firing Range. You know, the points literally connect the dots. It's P2, P3, P4, all in a direct angle of each other, right next to each other. So, you know, on a map like this where things start off a bit, you know, unfair, if you have a flip side of the spawns, you know, you have a chance to deep dive into the point and earn your keep. Right now, we're looking at a 140 to 73 and a little bit of a break there on this P5 rotation. Moro and Team AE looking to make the hold happen. Captain going to come through. Some massive frags, but I got to say, Omni, you're not going down by the fight. Jim right here playing his life, doing a great job. Does slide the quarter, peeks up the top side of the staircase. The break comes in swift. They've still got 25 seconds, Omni does, to go ahead and capitalize on those last little trickle points. And, you know, we can see Yennefer, who, again, I just read in chat, is Greek. Yennefer, is going to be able to get the break there with Moro, but it is short-lived. Cathilia on the break again, and now it's battle for P1 spawn sites, which is going to bunker down to that P2 site, and if you're AE, you've got to be doubling down because you're down by about 60 points going into this P1 reset. And if you allow Omni to continue to roll, there's no way you're going to get your foot back in the door.
Yeah, and you know, I was just looking at the overall scoreboard for these two teams, and one player who I expected to actually be probably one of the top two, if not the top player on this team, would have been Captain, who's massively struggling right now. Unable to hit double digits. He's 7-19. Next closest on the team is Candolph at 11. You know, we knew they were going to struggle at least a little bit in the respawn specifically. But you look over at the opposition, and it's like, dang, Jim, why you gotta fry him like that? 30 and 14 on the board, dude.
30 and 14, that's a perfect opportunity. We're going to go ahead.
4 times as many kills as Captain does right now.
Easily.
And then some.
And then some. Bro has just been fragging out. Came back to the competitive scene with a fire litter under him. You can already see it. He's kind of anchoring back to hold for these P2 sites as he sends 2 of his best capo and what look like to be maybe Ty. Ty's actually going to be dropped back down, is going to be bunkering down for spawns too for P2 sites. This is going to be a perfect opportunity. We're going to go ahead and join in for Omniscient as they are potentially looking at closing out the game here on this P2 rotation.
Behind the containers.
Yeah, this was
Bottom, garage, bottom. Left side, Denisio. And one bottom, Denisio. Bottom balcony. Push the right side for the spawn, guys.
Two bottom side, two bottom, pushing up
Window
now.
window. Red truck again.
There's a war machine as well.
Vortex.
One on the left side.
Last push.
One side there.
Nice. They spawn yellow truck. Red side. One more red side, broken car.
Broken car. Yeah.
Mid-lag Jim.
Yeah.
Oh, top, he got me. One side.
2 red side, 3 red side. They're pushing stairs. And go next.
2.
Oh, we have the time for play, we have the time, guys. 15 seconds.
Go on, we can
I'm pushing next.
He's holding
Vanis. I have the point, Next.
One top green. Both dead.
two top green.
One
Might take out this bow. Push left side. See where they're spawning.
One is at one side, and the one.
One tap on side, one bullet in sight.
Top 10 and yellow.
Dead in sight.
Top 10, what's your top 10?
You spawn. Dead spawn. Nice. This one, blue one, guys. This one, blue one.
I'm going to spawn.
On the mid.
Mid.
Yeah, mid again.
1 HP mid, 2
Oh,
mid.
shit.
I'm in the spawns, bro. I'm in the spawn.
Bottom green.
One the mid.
2 mid, middle again, Denisio.
All right. Got to say, comms are on point. They are inching point by point now. 37 on board for the man himself, Jim. Putting on a show for us here in game number 1. And AE still have a little bit of fight left in them, but I don't know if that fight's going to be enough. As you can see, the Predator missile comes through. Well, not the Predator, but the killer drone is going to come through, and that's going to be game number 1 in a nutshell. 250 to 137. My guy, Jim, how close was he to dropping a 40 bomb day?
I mean, he was right on it, man. If this game was any longer, he definitely going to be pulling that one out. I mean, comes through at 38. You can't complain when your top fragger is putting up 38. And you look at the opposition, and top frag is 26. That being said, 4 players are tied for top frag with Apollo for the opposition. Kappa with 28. We've got Cathilia coming through, like I said, tied up with 26. Ty to Die comes through with 27. Jim with 38. Denisio with 22. Right? I mean, we have a giant kill advantage over the side of AE here. Candolph only came through with 20. Yennefer with 23. Apollo with 26. Moro with 19. Captain was able to inch his way into double digits, ended the game with 14 on the board. But again, he is kind of one of the players we expect to show out for the side of AE. So the fact that he did struggle in that game definitely is a little bit of a hindrance. We do know him a little bit more for his search and destroy play, but guys, as Verdict was mentioning earlier, and as we kind of ran through the new rules, as Finals Day is going to be the upcoming rule set, Captain is known for his shotguns, Verdict.
No, he is known for yeah, very well. And that map right there, it's very easy to get lost on, especially if you're, you know, trying to find a little bit of comfort in weapons that you're not necessarily are the norm for you. I know that he has been practicing his butt off, trying to get into the groove of playing without his, I wouldn't say a crutch, but I mean, let's just be real. Captain is 100% known for, you know, the crossbow kills that we saw on Thursday of last week. He's known for putting up feeds on the board with the shoddy. Those are no longer relative to the rule set here. He's not going to be able to.
Crossbow's still relevant, isn't it?
Yeah, but crossbow's never been really relevant. So, you know, I gotta say, you know, for him, it's going to be a struggle at first, but with his talent, I'm sure he'll find some kind of usage out of maybe once an SMG becomes his I wouldn't say a crutch, but more so less just a replacement. I know that I saw Grizz the other day rocking a Fennec. That Fennec, the way that it fires, the rapid, you know, the speed at which it shoots, just ridiculous. So maybe trying to optimize something that isn't quite the meta in a tight 25 and finding himself in like tight corners with a Fennec in hand might be something that you know, he could benefit from now as we're going to get geared up for game number 2. As I was taking a look at it just a minute ago, it is going to be a standoff search and destroy. So we didn't quite go through the best of 3. I got it pulled up on the screen here. Standoff search and destroy is going to be the decision maker if we see that raid domination, which is up on the board. And without any further ado, we are going to go ahead and jump straight into it. Aphelion, you drop 1. It wasn't as big of a loss as, you know, I felt it could have been. You know, at one point, Omni were so far ahead, you managed to battle back and put yourself in a position to make that comeback. Just wasn't quite real. This is your opportunity to pick up the slack.
Yeah, and we are getting boiled on into the next game here, just seconds away from this search and destroy starting. And again, we're going to have to see what Captain really brings to the table here. It does look like he's got a Type 25 and a knife out. So that's going to be a little bit interesting. Doesn't have a lot of versatility in that secondary, but the Type 25, we definitely know how strong it can be, and hasn't really, at least for this upcoming next upcoming update, doesn't really have a whole lot of changes. But I gotta say the M13 looking kind of spicy in some of the patch notes, so it'll be interesting to see if that takes over, especially having the suppressed rounds could be a really interesting thing for the M13. So we'll see. But Denisio, I mean, what did I see, a 3-piece in the feed there?
Yeah, dude was just hella aggressive with the DLQ. He rounded the corner through mid, came right through that broken wall area, found one and found the second, the last, to end his little 3-piece rant there. Just, I mean, when you're able to hit shots like that and be as consistent as he has been for the past few seasons, just a ridiculous talent on the hands of Omni, as we see the aggressive push kind of fights Aphelion back, and, you know, they're trying to play for those picks. Candoff actually going to take some shots. He is going to get some Denisio about 1, but Denisio going to be able to fall back. Capo playing very aggressive here. He's found a little bit of a home here in Gas Station now, as we've got a 1-0 lead in favor of Omni. They've got the 1-0 lead in the series. Looking to make a convincing search and destroy win happen. Jim going to find first blood. That is going to be the DLQ. I looked at it. I was like, is that a chopper? Nope, that is not a chopper. That is 100% the DLQ, and that is the advanced artillery skin. Oh, you got to hit those, bro. Apollo narrowly escapes with his life here as we see it. And even with a 1-player disadvantage, I still have a little bit of faith here for Aphelion to make something happen here in this round, as Jim still right there on the A side. Gathelia actually going to make that not happen. Gathelia does get taken down. It's a 2v3 now. I see you, Day. I see your face. It's looking great with the light bright.
Yeah, we were messing with it, but we're paying attention to the game at this point. But yeah, I mean, look, if you hear us hyping up Omni and not hyping up AE as much, that is because, I mean, the reality here is, this is qualifiers, AE is a good qualifier team. Omni is not a qualifier team outside of the technical definition of they are competing in qualifiers. This is a team that I kind of fully expect to be probably top 3 coming into the main season. If not top 3, competing with those top 3, right? So it's kind of rough. It's kind of rough. I fully expect AE to take a absolute butt whooping here. And that's okay. And that's okay. AE have a lot of talent. They also have a lot of room to grow, and that's one of the things that I think they need to capitalize on here, especially when you're going up against a titanistic team like Omniscient, right? And I don't know. Sometimes you got to learn. You know, you're not. You know, unfortunately for Omni, you know, most of their practice here against AE, in my opinion, is going to be, okay, you can practice on your communication, you can practice on your rotation, but you're probably not getting challenged a ton to actually learn and better yourself from this matchup, whereas AE, they have a great opponent here, especially if they want to go back and watch the VODs later and see how they played against Omni. I think reviewing that kind of footage and putting the time and dedication into that can actually help them evolve as a team. So we're going to be on the lookout for that. But yeah, the reality is I think Omni just flat out win this series.
Well, here we go. We got a round in favor of AE at the moment. It's a 4-2 scenario. Bombs can be made all the way over to the A site. They clear off the middle side of the map. They find 3 to go along with it. Bomb's going to be stuck. It's going to be 40 seconds on the clock now. Omni, we've got a 2v4, and it is not looking any better now that Apollo has found Capo. That's going to leave Ty all in his own 1v4 scenario. This is, you know, one round in favor of the side of Aphelion. Granted, Ty just doesn't do anything miraculous here. He's taking shots left and right. Gonna get 2 easily right there, Captain. That was your opportunity to get on board. Fortunately, is going to be taken down. Fortunately, your teammates had your back in some great positioning to go along with it. A little blemish here for the Omni squad, as Day has made very, very apparent. This squad is, you know, in the qualifiers, but they're anything but a qualifiers team. They are possibly a top 3, top 4 EU team, but due to roster, you know, the core roster not being there, they had to come back through qualifiers, and that's quite all right. They are not afraid to display their skills, and this is going to give AE an opportunity to get a taste of what the regular season is going to be like too, because I'm not saying that qualifiers have been a breeze. As a matter of fact, I feel like the skill gap here is much better in relativity to where, you know, these players are growing, where these players' gun skill lie, where their overall strategy comes into play. Omni are just the better team in this sense. So to be able to put 1 round on the board right there, amazing. We'll see if they could possibly put 1 game on board, because I'd love nothing more than a game 3 against these 2 squads. Gotta say, this is a slowly developed round here. 45 seconds left on the clock, and no casualties as of yet. We've got a little bit of emotion towards this A site. The trophies are going to come down. Cathelia literally hunkering down on this A bomb site. What are you? Are you making tea right now? What are you eating?
I was making my coffee. I'm sorry. That's why I was muted a second ago.
Bro is like jingle belling over there. Cathelia finds 3 off the A site, and everything is just falling apart. Moro going to be taken out. Candoff's going to find 1, but with only 15 seconds on the clock, he's going to find 3 more, and Jim finds him first, and another round in favor of the Titans of Omni, and right now they're sitting pretty nicely up top 3-1. Last round they'll be defending unless AE somehow find a way to take us to a round 11. Maybe that'll be on the backs of some great defense, because right now the attack is getting exploited. They aren't winning their gunfights. As a matter of fact, I don't believe Captain's picked up a kill yet, and that's very unfortunate.
Yeah, and you know, AE are putting up a good fight here in this search and destroy. I mean, they're definitely they found the 1 round, and they've been close on a couple. So, you know, again, this is kind of the skill level we expect a qualifiers team to be at. And honestly, if you're AE, bro, you're in such a good spot here because you've already qualified. You know, making it to finals day, you're in one of those top 4 teams, so you're already there. You've got what you came for. You're going to be moving on to Mobile Mayhem. That's great. And again, now you're up against, in the qualifiers, where there's no points on the board. You know, this is mostly bragging rights at this point, right? You've got one of the best bits of competition that EU can bring to the table in Omni, and you're getting a whole series worth of footage out of it. And even more than that, you know, because even though the next coming up series, you won't be playing Omni. Omni's going to be going on to play other people. You can go back, you can review that footage, you can practice, you can maybe adapt some of those strategies. Maybe AE comes into Mobile Mayhem with that practice, with that level of experience. Maybe they do even better than we expected them to. You know, maybe they can really use that to their advantage. Whew, Aphelion with the dirty slide. Right underneath Moro's shot there, but Candolph's there for the refrag, and we do find a second round for the side of AE.
I gotta say, the retake was just on point there. Only lose 1 on the transition, and they struck very quickly. The defense for this AE squad looking 10 times better than what we saw on the attack. As a matter of fact, they were only able to put up 1 point on the board, and maybe that's where their focus needs to start, because in a search and destroy game that can make a difference in the long run, take you to that game 3, give you an opportunity, a fighting chance. If you're just going to get steamrolled in Hardpoint, I'm not saying they got steamrolled, but if that's going to be a game that you're going to have issues with, focus on your strengths. Right now, the defense is looking pretty decent. If they can put together a decent attack strategy to go along with it, could definitely go miles now as we see the push towards the A side. Aphelion and Yennefer going to encounter each other right there in the cubby side. Aphelion going to catch Yennefer on the transition. Yennefer Greek again. Captain going to be taken out of the background. Denisio going to be traded. So 3 for 1. I'll take those all day long. As we see it, it's a 4v2. Candolph and Moro going to have to put the team on the back. Candolph finding shots on Jim is going to leave his backside exposed, and Ty going to absolutely abuse that. And Moro up top blue. We are on match point. Again, if Aphelion lose this series, they don't have any fears. They move down to face off against Illuminati in the losers semis. Or the losers finals, technically. And then they'll have a second chance at, you know, potentially playing this Omni squad again. So they're going to get plenty of action here today if they manage to beat Illuminati. So first blood's going to come through. Ty drops. Capo takes 1 for his squad too. So 1 for 1. As the bomb's kind of out in the open, and I don't see anybody there to recollect it. And Denisio going to find 1. Makes it even 3-3. 2 for 2 trades. A little bit of focus here on this spawn side. Jim finds shots. The J358 black and gold. Love it.
Yeah, definitely been a solid match so far. And AE do manage to find another round. They put themselves up to 3, and now, you know, we can openly say, look, they found 3 rounds. It is possible that they find 3 more, but it's obviously not going to be an easy feat, especially up against a team like Omni, who are at match point. And, you know, AE, they can't afford to make a mistake here. And when you're going up against a team like Omni, any mistake you make is going to be capitalized on. That's just the reality of it. We have a good defensive push up by Yennefer, sitting here at the bottom. Oh, Jim, absolutely nasty with it, picking up the wallbang kill onto Yennefer. We now have Aphelion pushing up, and gotta say, with our listening earlier, what a silky smooth accent Aphelion brings to the table. You know, Capo gonna find Candolph as well, and this looks like this one's gonna be over. Denisio finds Apollo, Captain and Moro left alone in a 2v5. I just don't see it happening. Moro's down, Captain. Without a shotgun, I'm not believing as much. Does find 1 in Aphelion. You know, one thing I gotta ask, I did see it going on in chat earlier that Ajax left AE, so that, I mean, is one thing that you gotta consider for AE here as well, is they're not playing with the starting lineup. But my dude, I see Lukey in chat. I remember specifically hyping that dude up in some of the games we cast for some different tournaments last season. Where's your boy at, AE? Is it an age thing? I mean, what's going on? Because Lukey's a good talent for the team.
No, I completely agree. And, you know, they could have used some of that talent, especially going up against some of the best talent in EU. Omni showing up and showing out. And I'm taking a look at the poll that I posted on YouTube, asking who you guys thought who was going to win qualifiers. I asked, you know, and so far only 14 people have submitted, but out of those 14, we've got a 57% vote for Omni. And, you know, with Aphelion not producing a full roster or a starting roster today, I would have to say that those odds are probably going to be higher in favor of Omni. So Aphelion going to be moving out to the losers finals, where they will face off against Illuminati. They will have a second chance of life. And as we take a look at the post-Mayhem report, Denisio, bro, was just so cracked. I hate I missed those 3 in the feed in that first round. I know he picked up many more after that. He ends with 10. Gathelia, you said it, the silky smooth accent, bro. Just, I got a chance to interview him last season. Hell of a guy, him and Capo both. Capo actually lives relatively close, so he was there to translate in person. So to have that kind of, you know, I would say that kind of relationship as far as playing the game together, it is so crazy that you have someone that lives like right down the street from you that you actually game with. I've never had that experience. So super, super jealous. I wish Day lived right down the street, bro. We, you know, life goals. Maybe we, you know, move to Florida one day and have beautiful weather all year round. And, you know, we game constantly together and we live like right down the street. How does that sound? Is that a date?
It's getting weird.
Okay.
It's getting weird.
Well, I mean, tell me no without telling me no. I mean, come on now. How dare you? That was so...
Look, listen.
I'm embarrassed.
Look, listen.
I was vulnerable.
Listen. It was adorable. It was adorable. And it's nothing against you, but I don't think Florida's the move for me, okay?
What? You don't want to fight the Gators
too
and
much
the Florida
rain
man?
in Florida.
Okay.
Too much rain in Florida, too much meth heads in Florida. Like
look, you're talking about taking content creation to the next level. Florida is the state for you. Why? Because the taxes are much more forgiving on content creators. And you know, you look at Tim Tapman, you look at Nick Merckx, you look at Cloaks, you look at all those big Warzone streamers, all those big content creators. They all live in Florida for a reason.
Hell, Dr. Disrespect was talking about that the other day.
Well, I mean, he lives in California. I gotta say, man, he's paying an arm and a leg and a first child just to continue to stay up with the taxes, bro. That arena might be able to fit millions, but I would abandon it if it saved me millions, right?
That's one way to look at it. That's definitely at least one way to look at it. But, you know, I don't know, man. I think, and this is totally off topic. Totally off topic. But I'm thinking somewhere a little bit more tropical would be nice, okay? Like,
okay,
chilling on a beach in, like, Fiji or something would be way better than Florida. If we're gonna dream big, like dream big, you know.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with living like and going to the beaches in Florida. If you've ever been to the Atlantic side of I'm not talking about the Panhandle, bro. I love the Panhandle. It's a beach. It's a Gulf of Mexico. I get it. But I'm talking like, you know, Atlantic Ocean side. I'm not saying we live there and enjoy. I'm saying we live there and make content together, bro. You know, as far as like destinations go, oh, bro, I dream much bigger than just to live in Florida. I mean, come on out. What kind of man do you take me for, my guy? You're slacking.
Florida's the first thing that came to your mind. Wild.
I'm just saying,
wild.
if you put two and two together, it makes sense. Beautiful weather. You says it rains too much. I could agree with that to an extent, but I mean, if we're making content inside, what matters of the weather outside, right? At any rate, we're
motorcycle weather. Motorcycle weather.
Okay.
Right,
well, there we go. Another goal, a life goal there. Dave's gonna teach Vertic how to ride motorcycles. I rode a dirt bike one time when I was 15 years old, and I got about 15 feet out of the air, and I just didn't know what to do, and I almost broke my entire body on falling, and luckily I was able to land it and run right into a tree. So it kind of broke my landing, but I could have gone very, very poorly, and I could have used some, you know, some attention in that aspect. So Day's going to teach Vertic how to ride motorcycles. Vertic's going to teach Day how to live. We've got plenty of action left for the day.
How to live.
As we're going to have Aphelion and Illuminati. They're going to be right up, but we're going to take a short intermission in between time. Guys, don't go anywhere. We got plenty of action around the corner. We've got at least 2 more matchups ahead of us, and I'm thinking that this next series is probably going to be the best matchup of the night. All right, do we have an updated next match screen? I guess not. All right, well, we'll be right back, guys. Alrighty, guys. After a short intermission, we are back. Aphelion and Illuminati set to square off against each other in a best-of-3 format. Aphelion falling shy of finding a one game against an OP Omni squad. Can they make something shake here against this Illuminati squad, who might be a little bit, geared towards a better competitive format for them? Illuminati definitely one of those teams that I'm looking at to step up and potentially take this game to the distance. But I feel like Aphelion has the upper hand. Dave, what are your thoughts?
Funny story. I was actually putting out a tweet right now, quote tweeting the original Mayhem tweet. Obviously, Omni are the favorites to win. That's just flat out the way it is. And if you want me to be honest with you, there are other teams that were invited that I don't think are as good as Omni.
True.
So I feel like that does kind of swing the results a little bit, where there's a little less hype in today. Again, this is all bragging rights. All of these teams have qualified. And Omni kind of steal the show. That's just the reality of what's happening, right? Especially with only having 3 games today. I'm looking at the schedule. We started out with Aphelion versus Omni, which obviously went pretty hands down to Omni. Now we've got Illuminati up against Aphelion. And then our third match is going to be Omni versus the winner of this match, which very well might be Aphelion. I think this is a much more even matchup. And I do think there's a possibility Illuminati could win this. I mean, they're a team with talent. We look at the likes of General Gore as a name that we'll recognize from seasons, but also Boot and Starricker and even Skews have all had some really phenomenal matchups that I'm super excited to get to. And I think that's a good spot to go ahead, and we'll lead into our best of 3 here, Verdict, because it does look like we have all of our players readied up.
Yeah, we have everybody readied up. We got a best of 3 format that is pretty decent. I gotta say, Crossfire Hardpoint, not a map that I necessarily love, but in a Hardpoint and Search and Destroy format, that's the only way we're gonna see it on the screen. Won't see it in Domination anymore, thank God. Raid, Search and Destroy for game number 2, and then Standoff Domination if this series does go to a game 3. Transitioning. It's one of those rotations that I'm going to have to deal with, and these teams are going to have to deal with it too, because Crossfire is a viable map here in Hardpoint. As we can see it, P1 going to be right here on the top side of this middle building. Right, it's the one that covers up that B-bomb, or B-dom site. Rather, as I'm taking a look at Scoozy, he is actually one life sniping. Did find 1, make it 2. Good night. The Locust just 100% on point for him. He's going to be able to clear off the backside of that building, and it's going to give a perfect opportunity for the break to come through. And we've got a little bit of a neck-and-neck matchup right now, but we'll see how this P2... Oh, my God, Scoozy. Continue. I know his name's not Scoozy, but... Oh! Maybe it should be, because bro is just... Excuse me, put those shots on screen. Finds another. That's 5 for the man. Maybe some one-life sniping can do him some justice here, as Captain does pick up the Locust after he claims his kill.
Yeah, I mean, definitely something we don't see very often, but something that can be definitely used well on a Crossfire map, especially if you're able to get into a position to defend for P2, because, again, you have that long street. If you're able to anchor those spawns, your opponents are going to have to be pushing up some of those long angles, but... not able to find as many of the clean angles here on this one. Moro does pick up 1 on the DLQ snipe before he goes down, gets the respawn, finds Boot as well, and gotta say, you were saying that Aphelion should have a bit of an edge here, but Illuminati opening up strong. Moro finds another onto Starricker, and was looking for the no-scope there, couldn't quite find it. General Gore gets taken down. And Illuminati continue to rack up score here. They've got a full first half hold on this P2. And I'm going to be honest, doesn't look like they are ready to give it up. And AE already starting to make those rotations over to P3. This is going to be a full hold P2 for Illuminati.
No, that's tough, because when you set up for new and you're basically giving up all those free points on P1, you would expect to have a little bit to show for it. And right now, AE just getting slapped around. They're going to be battling for these P2 or P3 sites. As I see Gore going to find 1, Gore going to find 2. Gore actually going to be shut down. I thought he found that second one, and sure enough, he didn't. is going to lead to this P3 opening to have Aphelion with a much-needed start off. They're going to get a little bit of perimeter control set up as we looking for the break here. Gore, Scoozy, 4 players pushing in right through this little staircase, or through the ladder side of the map. They are going to get the break, and this is just absolutely devastating for Aphelion, as the lead is just continuing to grow for Illuminati. They are racking it up. Massive breaks in P2, massive breaks in P3, and they got a majority of the chunk out of that P1 site. It was a 41 advantage, 41 to 15 going into that P2 site, and they really haven't looked back. Scoozy finds 2 more. The break comes through, but it's short-lived, and Illuminati just continuing the roll in good times now. As we see it, the last 12 seconds of that trickle time is going to go in favor of Aphelion, but I mean, when you're able to put up 100 points based on the first 3 hills, that is definitely setting yourself up for success.
Yeah, I mean, they've done great, and I definitely saw Moro rotating over to that P3, was able to find a couple nice shots across mid, and has opted to switch off that DLQ now as we're starting to get some of the closer angles, or at least I thought he did. Looks like he might have just picked up that Type 25. Able to find one there before getting taken down by Skews. And a decent respawn for Moro here. I mean, it definitely could have been worse, but as we make these rotations over, I gotta say, AE definitely underperforming a bit here. I think part of that is going to be a little bit of that roster switch up, as we were mentioning earlier. Obviously, Ajax no longer going to be with the team. And another one of the big names that we mentioned, Lukey, I did get the word, is underage. So definitely makes sense why he's not playing at that point. And that's rough. That's rough for AE, because those are 2 really, really strong players that they had in the mix. One of which, you know, maybe had a controllable outcome. Maybe you could have done something to save Ajax for your squad, but just didn't seem to work out there. And then, of course, you know, if you're underage, I mean, you can't just not be underage anymore. So,
I mean, come on, get good, get underage. You know, stop being underage. Just be better, right? That's, you know, that's obviously not something that you can say, so you're 100% right. And with this battle for P4, or P5 rather, going through 155 to 62, I think this is going to be the only opportunity we're going to get for a quick listen. And we're going to go ahead and jump in with Illuminati, get a chance to listen to those comms. Give us just a brief moment as we join in.
Yeah, coffee. Oh, that's
Downside, walk up.
okay, two back. That side. Two coffee. I'm going next.
Let's go next.
Yeah, go next.
Watch stairs.
Someone else, sniper top. The fuck?
Oh, market.
On site, weak. One shot.
They're pushing bottom.
One more top, two more.
Oh my god, sorry bro. Stay alive, Morito.
What
I
the
found
fuck?
out.
Low
On
top.
site, wait. One,
Attention.
coffee. Sniper, coffee.
I don't know.
On in stairs.
Mid,
On site, low.
Mid one is low,
Nice.
Guys.
One hop up.
Yeah, he's dead.
Nice.
One more,
One
shop,
coffee.
one. Oh, Sparrow. Nice boot. Good job, bro.
J'ai ton petit fiscal.
Stairs dead.
Dead, go next. Morito, stay, go next everyone, please.
Push right side.
I smoke mid.
Bottom medic, one shot.
Yeah, bottom medic here.
One coffee.
Dead,
Death machine dead.
I have really bad ones.
Ah, bottom point, bottom next stairs. Boots, 2.
One more bottom. Two more.
One going.
Yeah. Oh, sniper top medic.
One is watching bottom medic.
One is ladder.
I spawned out.
Yes,
I'm waiting.
we have to kill
Oh,
top medic.
Pichu.
Yes, wait.
I'm waiting you.
All right, a hefty lead now, 217 to 102. You heard the comms. A little bit of back and forth, a little bit of frustration on some of those points. I think I heard one rage that I can 100% get down with. I think that was Boot. I was like, "Ah!" I don't know what he said, bro. I'm gonna be honest with- he said it so quickly. I was like, yeah, that's 100%. I feel that. I know exactly what you're doing there, my guy. And I can definitely relate to it, even though I don't know what you're saying. I feel that frustration, and right now the frustration is not felt 100% by the side of Illuminati. It's all on AE as they are about to get taken out here in game number 1, 250 to 104, and I guess I'm going to have to I'm going to retract my statement earlier. AE gonna have the advantage coming into this series, and I was obviously wrong.
I don't necessarily want to say you're wrong, because I think there's factors, and 2 of them we obviously talked about already. The loss of Ajax and the inability to play with Lukey are kind of 2 things that we probably at this point associate, at least to a little degree, with AE as a multiplayer team. Obviously they have a BR team as well. That is a whole different beast, but AE obviously going through some stuff right now, right? I mean, so that's something to consider. I mean, we did have Candolph show up and show out. 24 kills on the board, almost able to keep up with the opposition, where Illuminati just were a little bit stronger. I mean, looking across the board, we've got Mojito with 15, Boot with 26, Gore with 30, Starricker 28, Skews with 20. Then you look over at the opposition, and we have some reasonable and comparable numbers put up, right? We've got Moro coming through with 19, Yennefer with 19. You're right at the likes of being ahead of Mojito and right with Skews there. Candolph with 24, kind of again right there with Boot, but it fell off from there. Apollo only came through with 14, and Captain, once again, not having the shotguns available to him, definitely you can see that he's struggling a bit there. And that's another one of those factors that we did touch on a little bit earlier in the series with Omni, but you start putting that in where one of your star players is unable to use the loadouts that he's used to using due to the rule changes that are coming through today. I mean, that's like basically playing at a half player down there, right? You've taken someone out of their comfort zone, what they normally use, so you're down a bit there. Again, from previous seasons, they had a really, really nuts sniper talent, and they still do in Moro. But Lukey was crazy in Search and Destroy, and then Ajax was just an overall consistent player for the team. So, I mean, you've got over half of the team either not here or not playing at their most comfortable. And those are key things to think about.
They're 100%, on point. Your assessment, everything to break down. You got to think about it. You're starting to buckle down for a season that, you were expecting to perform well, and you have a situation like this happen. One of your best players or one of your better players is no longer with the squad. How do you adapt to that? Rather to have yourself put in this position now than midway through the season when, you could potentially lose all hope and not be able to fill that gap. So, Aphelion going through a little bit of adversity, Illuminati not, if I'm Illuminati, I don't care. In the great words of Boot, I swear to God, I didn't know what the dude said, bro. Was like 100% pissed though, and I felt all of that energy. If I ever jump back into a VC and Boot's there, bro, I need to hear him do exactly what he did earlier. And
might be worth going back and making a listen later as well. And trying to figure out exactly what was going on.
Yeah, if we go back to a game 3, I'm going to be 100% paying attention. I'm going to be focused on Boot because I need to hear what the hell he said. And I'm going to rewatch the VOD and be like, what the? I don't know. At any rate, we're going to get geared up for that second game of this series, which could ultimately determine if Aphelion is out of the qualifiers. Granted, they are already in for the regular season. The day is just for bragging rights, but right now you're fighting for an opportunity to square off against one of the best teams in EU, one of the better teams in EU. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this is a win that you could take home, but is it ultimately going to be something that matters? Because Omni is possibly going to make another 2-0 happen regardless of which team makes it in. I'm not saying that because I'm doubting Illuminati.
Well, finals is best of 5s, right?
Oh, yeah, well, 3 games. We'll just say it then. Yeah, finals are best of 5.
I knew
100% right.
I knew what you were going for, the sweep, right? Like, that's really what we're talking about when it comes to Omni. And like I said, I think the reality here is Omni are going to be the favorites to win. A completely unbiased opinion, Omni are the best team in the EU qualifiers. Period.
Facts.
Fact. Not a question. So they're going to come through. They're going to win the finals. That's kind of already set in stone. We know that's going to happen. And again, I think there are teams that did get invited on the technicality that aren't as good as Omni and may have been a better qualifiers team as far as like actual skill level goes. Banana. But
Banana. There we go. Hey.
We tried to sneak it in, but Skew's unreadied. So the banana joke there, guys, is we do have a new admin working with us who wanted a
code word.
Maybe a sound cue to start the next game. So I was trying to work it in there, but Skew's unreadied at just the right time for it to not work. So all good, all fun, but yeah, Omni definitely the strongest team in here. So whatever team does make it through this series, which right now, again with the adversity that AE have brought to the table, I'm definitely thinking is quite possibly going to be Illuminati. So at least we don't watch a repeat sweep happen. Maybe we can see another team get swept by Omni. But we are getting on into the search and destroy here, guys and girls, and definitely should be a fun one.
Yep, and a huge shout out to a few of the guys that I've missed, guys and gals who came through with some donos. Lonely coming through with a gifted sub to Jim. I heard Delta casted some roses earlier, and I completely neglected that. Guys, I'm super sorry. Trying to keep everything like streamlined, but I definitely appreciate everything you guys and gals bring to the table in the Trovo chat. So. Round 1 now, 30 seconds in, and you can already see it. A very, very, very slow start as we're looking for a few kills to come through in favor of AE, and they are hoping for some as well. Moro going to be one of the better sniper talents in this roster. Apollo making a claim for that case as well. As the push towards B, Captain finds his first kill very, very early in this search and destroy game. I think he went like 4 or 5 rounds without one against Omni, and obviously this isn't Omni. This is a team that is probably not as highly skilled as them, but certainly one that you can't underestimate because they took game 1 and they took it rather easily. Bomb's going to go down, and we've got a 2-for-2 now, or 2v2, as 30 seconds on the clock. Yennefer gets the shots up top. Moro's going to be right there in mid to help support, and now it's Mojito. 25 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time to make something happen, but is going to be eating bullets left and right. Can he clutch it up? 18 seconds on the clock to push right around the ring side. Ring around the rosy. Yennefer wins this time in a much-needed round 1 after that hardpoint loss in favor of Aphelion.
Well, we've got a lot of support in the chat for Yennefer, so we will have to see how that comes through. Obviously, they're playing at a little bit of a disadvantage here, but we did have an overall round win with 2 kills going to Yennefer. In fact, I do believe I heard someone say... I think they were obviously, joking a little bit. They were saying next game Yennefer are going to nuke. Probably not going to happen in Search and Destroy. Well, clearly not going to happen in Search and Destroy, but maybe if we see a game 3, it could be a possibility. Have we ever seen a nuke in qualifiers?
I'm going to be honest with you. I've never seen a nuke in Mobile Mayhem at all, so... I don't know if it's happened in A. I don't know if it happened in EU before my time.
It happened in Masters, and that's what counts.
I didn't think you were that guy because you would 100% shut me down if I ever made a comment like that. Because guess what? They showed up every day to take their butt whooping on stream, and you know what?
I still agree. I still agree to this day. I still absolutely agree. But there's neither here nor there. We do have the 2-for-1 trade in favor of Illuminati here this round. Yennefer still alive. We're hoping for the game 3 so we can see a first qualifiers ever nuke. And maybe.
Here we go. Good old Yennefer. If you don't watch The Witcher, you're missing out. It's one of the best series that I
haven't seen it yet.
You've got to watch it, bro. Yennefer, one of those characters. I don't know if that's a direct correlation, but I would have to think it has to be because I've never heard the name Yennefer other than, outside of that show, be relevant in COD Mobile. Right now it is. So 3 kills on board for Yennefer themselves is Mojito and Boot were able to find 2. They find a third. Mojito. You can see it from his profile picture. Giving the middle finger to Aphelion that round. Picks up 3. And 4 kills in total. As you can see the profile picture up top. I'm not saying that he's giving the lobby the middle finger. He technically is, though, with that profile picture, though.
Yeah. I know going into the main season, that will be probably something that gets changed. I remember specifically there was a rule implemented on player names being appropriate and profile pictures being appropriate. So we'll see. But right now, you can see a little bit more passive of a round coming through for the side of AE. They're not as aggressively pushed up, and rightfully so. I mean, they came through with a big round win in the first round, but Illuminati did quickly answer back, and now we've boiled through almost half of our time. We're down to 1:15 on the clock, and we haven't found a first blood yet for either team. You can see Moro was maybe looking for Stark or mid, couldn't quite find it. In fact, ends up taking a couple shots in return, and General Gore with the rotation does come through, and it takes Moro down. Finds Yennefer as well for a two-piece in the feed. Now Skews finds Captain, finds Candolph, boot. Cleaning up Apollo. A clean sweep round coming through for the side of Illuminati, showing that they're not to be messed with.
No, you're absolutely right, and so far, trades back and forth. I was hoping that AE would be able to play like they did in that first round. They played a lot more conservative than I've ever seen on a raid map like this. And they were able to pick up that first round. It's been, a struggle since 2 rounds in a row now in favor of Illuminati. Starrigger doesn't know it quite yet, but Kitchen is about to get extremely spicy. Does set up for one, gets one. Captain going to be taken down as well. He's going to get some support there on the backside. Not quite sure who it was. It was Mojito. Of course, man, one of my favorite drinks of all time, and sure enough, coming through, making some moves as one of the better players in this lobby here. Apollo going to get a revenge frag on Gore. Not going to be enough to even things out as they are down one more player. Can they find that next player? Also, the bomb is down, and it is right behind Starwrecker. So, AE, I'm starting to question, where is the bomb control? Where's the bomb safety at right now? You put it in a very dangerous spot, and Mojito going to make you pay for it as they're just kind of camping the area out, waiting for someone to push in unexpectedly. Moro, oh my, how did you miss that?
What on? I mean, I guess at least he cleans it up, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Where was the shot at the beginning? I mean, did you just miss the button or what? But Skews taking down Apollo is going to turn that 3v2 into a 3v1 Moro. As you mentioned, bomb not in a great position. Oh my, 6th sense coming out of Moro there. Rotation over from Starricker. Going to be a call out now by Boot. Yeah, Moro. Nasty with the DLQ coming through. Does pick up 2 in the feed there. Is going to get that bomb back. But what I was trying to mention before Moro started popping off is you hit it on big there. And that's actually something that we've talked about a lot in the search and destroy scene, both for EU as well as for North America, is you have to play that bomb placement a bit better. If you are going to pick up the bomb, whether it's, on purpose, you're that, kind of designated bomb carrier for the team, or if it's an accident, or if you're just sprinting out, sometimes people bump into each other, you don't get to make the cross like you were expecting to. Sometimes it just happens. Moro ends up clutching up the 1v3, fortunately. But again, that bomb has to go down in a better position. The fact that Moro was able to clutch up that 1v3 is honestly more on Illuminati than it is on Moro being good. Moro's good. He hit some nasty shots there, clutches up the 1v3.
When you don't play your twos, it's not going to help. It's not going to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Especially when they had 3 in kitchen watching that bomb, right? When he pushed in and got the first kill, why was there not an immediate jump on him, right? You had players in position to slide that corner and clean up the kill, and it just didn't happen. So again, I think that's a little bit weak on the side of Illuminati. Again, you got to give credit to Moro for the sniper talent he brings to the EU scene, especially on, I mean this in the nicest way possible, on one of the lower teams of EU. He's an incredible talent with the sniper, so definitely pretty solid, but again, Illuminati, you gotta play your twos better there.
Yeah, you definitely gotta play your twos better there. And we see it again. The twos got played a little better in that round. Scoo's able to clean it up, and I didn't miss it, Bobby. I 100% caught it. Thank you for the raid. Massive one coming through from Bobby Plays himself. Be sure to check out his latest video as what is he? What was the title of it? It was probably one of the best titles you mentioned.
Becoming iFerg in COD Mobile. Excellent thumbnail, excellent clickbait title. I can't wait to watch it once EU's done here. Yeah, I mean, you gotta love Bobby content. You can't be in the COD M scene and not love you some Bobby content.
There you go. You can't be in COD Mobile without loving Bobby's content. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro is just popping off on all cylinders. He's not only an excellent content creator, but an excellent caster. Did an amazing job in Stage 5, Stage 4. Wherever he's at, it's just great success to come along with. It puts a lot of work into the gaming scene here in COD Mobile. It has, I mean, one of my favorites. Really got me into the COD Mobile content scene by himself. And Ferg, I know he's great. I know he's got his own skin, but I think I'm a huge Bobby fan. As some of his fans would like to say, I saw him playing some BR lobbies earlier. They're not bot lobbies, they're Bobby lobbies, as they would say. So, Candoff gonna get taken down. Oh, Candoff! And Yennefer, gonna bite the boot in a 4-2 lead. We're talking about 1v3 clutches. That was a 1v2 clutch where, I gotta say, you gotta be a little bit more creative. I know that the bomb defuse was a primary focus, but you can't line up and stack them up right there on that little heady and expect, different outcome right there. Boot just putting the shots on where they were needed. And 100% 4-2 round now as we're looking at a potential 2-0 if Aphelion can't get their act together.
You're absolutely right. And fun fact, guys, Bobby is one of the only reasons I am doing content with COD Mobile. So fun fact, boiling all the way back down to my first appearance in Mobile Mayhem, that is was all up to Bobby. He had a couple players or a couple people that he was kind of interviewing for a co-casting position, and for all of you guys that appreciate me and say nice things about me, you guys can definitely thank Bobby for that one. But General Gore comes through, is gonna find first blood for Illuminati, at least in this round. Boot gonna come through, finds Captain as well, turns the 2v5 into a 2v3. Ooh, but Apollo able to get a refrag now. We'll have to see. General Gore, we've already seen a 1v3 sniper clutch. Can we see it again? Nope. Apollo gonna pick you off the heady and brings things a little bit closer as Aphelion inch their way into the game. They've now got 3 on the board, sitting only 1 round down.
Yeah, if you think about it in reality, you take that round back where the 1v2 came through from Boot. You played a little more creatively. We're looking at a potential 4-3 in favor of Aphelion, but that's just not the case. Boot made you pay on the lineup, and I know we saw an amazing 1v4 clutch from my guy Moro earlier on. What didn't happen was they didn't play their 2s that round, and they paid for it. The lineup from Boot was a little different. They literally just played their 2s, and it just didn't pan out. You got to be a little bit more creative when your first goes down. If you're going to re-peek it, you got to make sure that there is an angle in which he's not already there. And, the breakdown of this game so far is Aphelion, a few mistakes has led to them taking a deficit. For Illuminati, they've been handed a few rounds, and, right now it's starting to show where that synergy that you don't have in a search and destroy format could come to bite you in the butt later on down the road. Right now, it's so much you're going up against a team that is, potential roster issues, not a starting 5. This is something that I would focus on if I'm Illuminati, and if I'm AE, you've got a well-sound search and destroy strat. Everything is looking on the bright side in that regards. As we've seen, one drop, Mojito is going to be taken down. Gore going to find a revenge frag now as this push towards A sites coming through. Again, we're only 1 round away from a match point here from Illuminati. Apollo just hitting some godlike shots. Candoff going to be there to help support. And now it's a 4v2. Captain up top. Yennefer finds the shot. Starricker on the full-on flank. Might be able to pick this bomb up here, but he's still got 4 players to deal with. 1. Apollo does not miss, and we are all tied up.
And just like I was mentioning earlier in my tweet, is that this is a much more even matchup than either of these teams going against Omni. And I think this is going to be one of the biggest reasons for a the hype of the night, right? Like, obviously this isn't even the grand finals, but for teams that are qualified now for Mobile Mayhem, you look at this and you're like, man, this is actually some pretty solid gameplay here. And, you know, again, this is really kind of what we're here for at this point. This is bragging rights, and I don't think either of these teams really is going to have any opportunity to get bragging rights over Omni. So, you know, it's which team can come out on top here, and there are definitely teams that were invited to the main Mobile Mayhem season that I think these teams can certainly compete with. So we'll see, but there's going to be Captain, finds a two-piece off the bat. Apollo takes down Skews. It's going to leave Mojito left alone in a 1 versus 5, and it looks like the AE comeback might be happening. Unless if Mojito finds a 1v5.
Based off that trigger control there, or that, it's definitely not going to happen. You just saw it there. The trigger control up top gives his location away. He had one advantage, and that was no one knowing where he was at as soon as he took that first shot. All of the attention from AE was on him, so Mojito does not clutch. We're in a match point, but this time it's for Aphelion. And again, I'll continue to say it, even on the backs of not having a starting 5 in the building, we're looking at a well-orchestrated search and destroy team of this Aphelion roster. And Mojito going to find the trade there. Skoo's going to be the casualty, as well as Candoff taking one before he drops 1 for 1. Now, a little bit better of a push here from Illuminati. I haven't seen this much coordination on the attack so far. It is going to be a bomb landing, and Gore just absolutely abusing. Shot's going to come raining in. He picks up his 10th. 2 in the round by himself there. And Apollo, in a 1v4 scenario, Boot is going to be able to live to see another round because Gore has your back. 5-5, round 11. Aphelion, are you going to choke it here? Is this going to be your opportunity to stand out and shine, take us to that game 3, or Illuminati? You're going to put together the pieces of the puzzle that, you know, kind of allowing you to win in this search and destroy if it does.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and you can see both these teams playing passive once again. A first blood here could be the game changer. Apollo looking to ride the staircase here, maybe peek someone off this head glitch, but nobody's sitting back at the blue van, so not going to find anything there. Nobody top rings, so not going to get an angle there. Obviously, we know that they don't, but you got to be worried about Skews. Skews has definitely been one of those players that you can count on in a pinch for the side of Illuminati, even though he's struggling a little bit in this game specifically. He's sitting down at 4 and 8. General Gore has been the name to talk about, along with Apollo, the respective kill leaders for each of these teams. They've both got 11 on the board, but definitely could still go either way. You can see Apollo still looking for some of these very, very precise angles on the sniper, just can't find anything to connect. And unfortunately for the side of AE, man, you are running out of time. And now Apollo lives, but is taking some shots. And again, with the way they've been playing, you can't lose Apollo here. I mean, he's not single-handedly carrying, right? Moro's got 8 on the board. The rest of the team's also doing solid. Captain with 5, Yennefer with 5, Candoff with 6. But something's got to move here. You've got 30 seconds on the clock, running out of time. Captain going to trade some bullets, but it's Moro who drops first to Mojito. Apollo going to get a turn on to Skews. 4v4, 18 seconds on the clock. Where is the bomb? It's down. Got to get this going. Finds one, finds two. Apollo's nuts.
Apollo is cracked. Mojito going to be left in a 1v3. Candoff going to come through and hold the door. 6-5 win for the side of Aphelion. And ladies and gentlemen, we got our first game 3 of the night on the backs of a very, very intense round 11 in that search and destroy game. It was just a matter of time. Bomb went down. It was in no man's land. Apollo, you know, you said it earlier. They can't lose him early, and how clutch was he at the end? A much-needed factor to close that search and destroy game out. He picked up General Gore. He picked up that second kill, and all Candoff needed to do was just line it up. No bomb plant needed. A very, very intense round 11 search and destroy game 2. We are going to a game 3, and Apollo picks up 14 in that search and destroy day.
Yeah, I mean, Apollo definitely coming through with a strong performance there. And, you know, we had a couple players really show out. It wasn't just Apollo. We also had General Gore do exceptionally well. Moro and Boot and Mojito all coming through, following up with 8. I mean, realistically, everybody had a decent game. Like, you're going to have players that are positive. You're going to have players that are negative. That's the way it works in games of this nature. And someone's got to struggle behind, but, you know, there are a lot of times where we see round 11s coming up. You know, we're in round 9, we're in round 10. Dude, someone's got 0 kills on the board. Someone's got 1 kill on the board. Nobody really in that position. Skews and Yennefer kind of coming through at the bottom there with 5 and 4 respectively, but, I mean, still a very, very close game overall. I mean, there was a 2-kill difference in this game for the side of AE, and that's so close, especially in a round 11.
Oh, you're absolutely right, and you're looking at a team that I made a comment earlier. This AE squad definitely has a lot of potential to search and destroy. Illuminati able to capitalize on some misfortunes, a few mistakes on Aphelion side, but Illuminati had the advantage going into that bomb push towards A. They have first blood, they make the rotations over, got a little sloppy, and Aphelion absolutely taking advantage of that misfortune. So back and forth affair. It leads us to this game 3. It's going to be a standoff domination. And I got to say, the team, you know, you make a comment of it, you know, more so less every time we see a game 3. The energy that rides off of a game 2 generally leads that team into a victory in game 3. But I gotta be the guy that bucks that system and says, you know, the search and destroy was a toss-up. I know you can ride the high of that round 11, but how high can you ride it in a game that's going to go to a 200 versus a 150? Is it going to be enough, especially on a map like Domination? The team who plays better together, not necessarily the team who, out-frags, is going to win. And
I think one of the things to look back at, and this is like kind of the one example that I bring up a lot when we talk about things of this nature, is there's a game I think 2 seasons ago where Nova, when they were an NA team, had a 38 kill lead in a domination game and lost.
Who'd they play against?
I don't remember. Maybe it was Hardpoint. It was on Summit though. It was definitely on Summit. But sometimes being a better organized teams, you can have less kills, but capitalizing on kills at the right time can be a big factor. For example, like let's say you're on Summit, just because we were just talking about that. You throw it out there. You're on P1. You're 10-0, but your team is positioned where you're just keeping the enemies from getting into the point, and you're not actually racking up time yourself. You're getting streaks, but sometimes streaks miss. You can get a Pred missile call in.
A map like Summit, streaks probably. Unless you're talking about that P2 rotation, streaks are irrelevant, especially when it comes to a domination game too. They're great for keeping teams at bay, but streaks on a map like Summit they're not gonna cut it. On a map like Standoff, though,
Cluster can be really nuts on Standoff, especially in domination. So, those are definitely things to consider. Another one is like, you get a Goliath, right? Boom, you get Tempested, and that Goliath goes to waste. Well, if you didn't help your team get a B, what do you bring to the table? But that's neither here nor there, because now we got to see if AE can ride that momentum into our game 3, or if Illuminati can make the comeback happen once again and try to see themselves in a finals against Omni in a best of 5, which is going to be, Omni in a best of 5, which will be our next matchup in. On Standoff Dom, I got to say, we've got a very, very slight advantage for the side of Illuminati. They have the C side start, and we do see teams tend to favor the A side a little bit in Search and in COD Mobile. Wow, I'm a little bit off today, but we'll have to see. It's actually a very, very early B cap from the C side in favor of Illuminati. So they might be looking to come through with that higher fragging power that they presented in the Hardpoint earlier and just dominate their opponents in the game 3 here.
Yeah, I'm trying to spectate a little bit of both teams, and every time I swap over to Aphelion, every player that I swap to, they die. So, caster curse or not, I just can't help but believe that Illuminati just have a massive amount of fragging ability, and it's showing early on. They get the B cap, so the coordination is there too. Maybe just the dominant or the search and destroy, just not their game mode in general. I saw a lot of promise. I just didn't see as much coordination as I would like. Right now, I'm seeing all the coordination I need. And, you know, it's not gonna have them hold that B site now. What the heck is going on? Half cap coming through on the B site. A little bit of creativity as you're lacking in the kill department is paying off, but it is going to be instantly traded now. The AB cap going to go back in favor for Illuminati, and you can be as creative as you want, but if you're not able to hold points, you're not able to hold angles, you're not able to hold flag sites, it is going to be just downright impossible, especially on a map like this.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. We see some progress starting to come through for AE on the B, but it immediately gets halted. And again, I think Illuminati have a little bit of an advantage for COD Mobile here going into the A side second half. Players, again, I don't think it's a giant advantage. You know, it's not a crossfire. It's not a Hackney Yard where one side is just blatantly stronger than the other. But players do specifically like, you know, being able to get top blue, and, you know, that's one of those key power positions where we'll see Goliaths go often because you're kind of sheltered from things like a cluster, like a Pred missile. You're not really going to run into an issue with a Tempest because you can typically duck a corner there as soon as you hear it's called in. And unfortunately, we don't have any of that rolling for the side of AE, and I think it's one of the things that Plim mentioned earlier, is that with the current rosters the way they sit, we have a little bit stronger fragging power for the side of Illuminati. And again, some of that could be the likes of Captain not being able to play a standoff with a shotgun. I mean, talk about shotgun maps. This is one of the first ones that comes to mind, especially for a player like him. And then you also consider, again, they lost out on Ajax, Lukey, who has been a key factor for them previously in other tournaments, not meeting that age requirement. So it's definitely a big thing. And another thing to keep in mind, guys, we are looking at 200 dom now. It's going to be 100 points aside. And we're just kind of steamrolling through here for the side of Illuminati.
Yeah,
and,
you could
hopefully
think
the
that
admins have noticed, but the names on stream are backwards.
Well, there we go. Update that. We've got everything good to go as far as that. Everything else is, you know, a lot of peace of mind going into this second half. I'm looking at Mojito. He has been frying Broas 23-7 at the moment. Put up some big numbers in the first half and a 100-56. Devastating first half for the side of Aphelion, and Illuminati just absolutely plowing away. It's like the Hardpoint game. We saw the frags come through early on for Illuminati, and they just kind of rolled off that energy. Everything just kind of fell in place, and right now we're seeing the exact same thing as we see the second half start off. A and C going to be capped respectively. We did get the names corrected up top. Thank you, Dave, for pointing that out. I don't know if chat made the verdict. Switch to logos. Thank you, Ripper. I appreciate it.
Plim just mentioned it, so
there we go.
With the delay and everything, we'll be good. Sorry about that, chat. You know, sometimes it happens, but
mistakes are
easy
made.
Fix. We got it for you. Yeah, just blame Rollbot. When in doubt, blame Rollbot.
100%. You know, we'll blame Robot for that, but right now I think it's a perfect opportunity for us to go ahead and jump right into the comms for the guys over at Illuminati, as they have a massive advantage. And they have the B cap early on, so we're going to go ahead and listen in and see how they execute towards the second half of this second half.
Broken, one shot. Dead, one more.
Ah, guys, box.
One.
Nice.
Attends, statue.
Comment ça fait coup de tonnerre, j'ai coup de tonnerre. Garde-le.
Garden.
B. Oh. That machine on B. 2 on B.
3B.
On B.
2B. I'm one side, city.
Nice. Boot. Let's go, bro. Good job. One more B.
One daily.
Left side. Nice, bro.
Bocan.
One on B.
Attends, je smoke.
J'ai boot, GG.
One garden.
Oh no, go.
Dead.
Oh no. Nice.
Nice.
I smoked.
Broken.
There's two pushing broken.
Push an A. He's blue barrels. A, one shot.
Oh, Nate's broken up there.
He's dead.
Oh, Nate.
He's dead.
We need to rethink B. I'm smoking broken, guys. One broken, garden.
Tank, dead.
J'ai ton daily. Nice.
On B.
Nice.
Targets in sight.
Wow.
Okay, in their spawn.
Statue.
Enemy in sight.
Top gunny dead. One top gunny.
Garden.
No. Dead, no.
Enemy down.
Be dead. One daily now. Nice.
Man, I gotta say, Illuminati just shutting Aphelion down left and right. It's every angle they're trying to cover, every angle they're trying to get the advantage on, it's always met, and it's always shut down. You've got tremendous fragging power. You look at Mojito, he's got 34 on board, 35 for Boot, who is just popping off here in the second half. Had a massive feed that I had to clip. My guy was putting in work, and we're only about 20 points away from this Game 3 being over, and it just started, bro. It has been a very dominating performance, and I don't even believe a double cap can save. Even though the B cap does come through, there's no dice. Triple cap has to come through, and I don't even know if that is going to be something that could be, you know, regardless if it happens or not. I don't know if time is going to allow dub to go in favor. I wish Day were here. Day actually still hanging around in the VCs with Illuminati, and I don't think he got the memo. That is going to be it in a nutshell. Canoff going to come through, finds one, and you taking a look at the scorecard here. The negativity on the side of Aphelion is drastic, and Mojito and Boot are the primary suspects in this this murder that we just all witnessed. It's a 40-17 for Boot, 35-19. My guy Boot coming through with a massive KD right there. Just tremendous job. Now the C-Cap's going to come through. Moro going to try and shut it down. It's not going to happen. And with that alone, you could always think, even after seeing the points go up early on, there's no way a triple cap stands as much as Boot and Mojito putting in work. Just a phenomenal game from Illuminati. They showed up and had me with no more doubt of their success. They win the series 2-1, and Day, well, I need to hear your thoughts, my guy.
Well, you definitely could hear the comms come through, calling out the rotations, calling out what they needed to pull through for the victory, and overall just seemed to have a little bit more fragging power than the opposition. And, you know, again, that's kind of one of the things that Plim mentioned earlier with the way that the rosters currently sit and the way they've been playing lately. You definitely got to give that edge to the side of Illuminati, and sure enough, they come through. Boot came through absolutely slaying. You know, when we saw Omni in the first round up against AE, granted it was a little bit bigger of a map, a little bit wider. Jim dropped 38 kills. Boot came through, upped that, put up 41. Mojito not far behind, coming through with 35. And Skews with 25, General Gore with 29. Bro, Star Ricker, where were you that game, though? My goodness, that was one of the players I mentioned that we needed to keep our eye out for, and obviously just not having the game today that we expected him to. Came through at 11 and 21. You look over at the opposition, and gotta say, just didn't have the numbers put up. Captain, definitely a better performance this game than we saw in the first. Ended up coming through nearly top fragging for the team. Did go 22 and 25, so only a couple negative. All right. Yennefer, 23, 26, only a couple negative. Candoff, okay, 23, 28, not that bad. You know, a little negative. That's where it starts to fall off pretty hard. You look down at Apollo, who certainly didn't show up to our domination here. 14 and 32, and Moro may have popped off in the search and destroy, but not here in the dom. 15 and 31, double negative for both of them. Definitely fed over some streaks, and definitely some op charge as well. So A little bit unfortunate to see AE go down, but hey, you know, sometimes that's just the way it works, and that is going to lead us into a series of Illuminati facing up against Omni. Are we going to see another sweep by Omni? I'm going to be honest, I ain't going to, you know, sugarcoat it. Probably. But Illuminati, maybe they'll surprise us. Maybe they'll grab a game or at least make some of them a little bit closer. And, you know, there's a lot of bragging rights on the line in that sense. You know, if you come through and, you know, again, I don't expect them to win against Omni, but if you snag a game, dude, more power to you.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I felt that other than the search and destroy, Illuminati were 100% in control. I don't think that Omni put up as drastic of a win against Aphelion versus that. So I guess we're just gonna have to find out. Is best of 5 right around the corner? We've got Omni, we've got Illuminati. The stage has been set. We've got the qualifiers finals. This is the last series of the night. It's going to be the last one to determine who's going to win the qualifiers event. Obviously, it doesn't have anything to do with the regular season, but again, bragging rights are up. And if these two teams are in the lobby, one of them obviously going to be the victor. And if you're going into a regular season, you got to have that kind of energy. If Illuminati doesn't steal one game, I will be surprised. I'm just saying it. I know Omni is OP, and I'll continue to say it. Omni beats Devious in any regards. And a best of 3, best 5 could be a best 11 all in AP. Omni are coming out on top. You can clip it. You can say whatever you want. We're going to get geared up for that last and final series. Will Omni be able to triumph over the side of Illuminati, or will we see Illuminati come through with an upset, man? They have a lot of energy, my guy. We'll have to find out as we're going to take a short intermission. Don't go anywhere. We got the EU qualifiers finals right around the corner. We'll be right back.
invincible.
Guys, we are back for our last and final matchup of the night. Illuminati EU paving the road to success, taking down Aphelion, and now they've got another challenge on their hands. A much larger one than that Aphelion matchup. That's going to be Omni, Illuminati, Grand Finals Day predictions. I know you've made some bold assessments.
Omni.
No shot, right? No shot.
Yeah, no shot. I mean, again, maybe Illuminati surprises us and pulls a game out here, but my dude, I don't know, man. Omni is such a different beast. I mean, like I said, there are teams that were invited to Mobile Mayhem that I don't think are as strong as this Omni roster, and that's just a raw fact. I mean, that is just everything that I can possibly bring to the table for you here. But again, we saw some really solid plays coming out of the side of Illuminati last game, and maybe they can capitalize on the momentum of coming off with a big win there, especially in that game 3, and maybe they can give us some reason to be excited. But I feel like Omni walks away with this one, period.
That's I mean, I can't disagree with that. I can't argue with those, those assessments. I think 100% you're on point. You're right. Your cam might have disconnected on us. I went to try and refresh it. Didn't come up, but nonetheless, guys.
I can try to refresh it on my end.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys, the new rule set, it's going to be a little bit more time in between matches, solely for the simple fact that in games like this, in situations like this, when we have unexpected opponents coming into the last game, like we didn't know it was going to be Illuminati and Omni. Maybe we should have been better prepared there, but there's no way of knowing who's going to win in situations and who's going to lose in situations. So trying to get devices charged on top of selecting operators, because you only get one per, and then the best of 5 actually selected, which I do have on screen for us to take a look at now. It is going to take a little bit longer than normal, so just bear with us as we progress throughout the season. The timing will be a little better, especially when we can pre-plan games ahead of time. Get those selections in. We don't have to wait in between the series to get those. Today, just a little unexpected. So we are going to start the series off with a Fire and Rage Hardpoint. We're going to see a takeoff, search and destroy for game 2, game 3, raid domination. In if day is accurate, it'll end there. But if not, we're going to see a Hack the Yard Hardpoint for a game 4, standoff, search or destroy for a game 5 scenario. As I'm taking a look at it, definitely a spicy rotation. I love where it starts at, and I love where it ends at. I even love the in-between. So takeoff, search or destroy is one of my favorite. Starting to grow on me. One of those game modes that requires a lot more patience on a map like takeoff. You're going to see some excellent sniper talent there. Raid domination, by far one of my favorite maps to play Dom on. Hell of a rotation, and a Hack the Yard Hardpoint again. You can't go wrong there. The 250 rule set for Hardpoint definitely allows that map to thrive and show off what a team can really do in the long run versus racking up 100 points off the backs of a phenomenal P1 and P2. And then
and I think as we get into these maps, right? And we're going to start off on a hard point on Banana Range, okay? I definitely think there's a lot of opportunity where now that the games are a little bit longer, we might not see teams get snowballed here as hard. You know, the P1, P2, P3 kind of rotation where they all favor the same spawn, I definitely think is a little less likely to be a factor. I mean, you might get a lead if you are able to maintain those spawns early on, but I definitely think there's more opportunity in the later stages of the game, especially as we get into evenly matched up teams, that we might have an opportunity to, you know, see some late game comebacks happen. Okay, maybe you lose out on the P1, P2, P3 on the first rotation. You get that reset. Maybe you're in a better position. Maybe that second half goes better for you. Maybe it's you getting a full hold on P2 and getting that early rotation over to P3 instead of your opponents.
Well, what we're seeing right here is someone didn't get the better ping, and I'm not saying it's an NA catastrophe. No ping, no party. Phenomenon, a movement, a lifestyle. As it was a scenario where we had to bounce out of the lobby, so we're going to reset, give these players a fresh connection. Hopefully everything will be good on the second try round. Banana range is the name of the game. That's right, guys. We're going to get ready for that first game mode. It's that hardpoint firing range. As you know, our
Look, we're trying to have as much fun with it as we could.
Yeah, there we go.
I was trying so hard to just keep a straight face through it after I said banana range, and then they back out and completely took away my thunder. So, you know, I'm a little disappointed. Gotta be honest here.
Well, I went ahead and ended the poll. 65% of the viewers believe Omni's going to take the bag. I didn't even take a look at Illuminati.
Bro, that's it?
Yeah, I mean, well, only 20 or so people, you know, ended up voting, so 65% for Omni, only 13 for Illuminati. Can Illuminati prove the haters wrong? We'll have to find out now as Scoos finds a massive two-piece. Empties trailer out completely. Holding down the fort now. Picks up a third, a fourth. Oh my god, bro is cracked. And Fortnite AF.
Well then, not what I expected to hear, but we're here for it. And right now, decent P1 coming through for the side of Illuminati. Now the question is, can they hold the spawns? If you look, we do have skews over on American here. But with the rotation from Gathelia coming in the back, it's going to take him down, and the rest of the team was already getting some rough spawns off the back of Gathelia, making that rotation. Gathelia does get cleared out, so maybe we have an opportunity for Illuminati to push over and try to set up for P2 once again. You can see a couple players from both teams coming on over. It is going to be Capo and Jim coming through with one. Denicio going to take down Skews for number 2. And it looks like we have Omni securing the hill for P2, and I gotta say, they put so much focus on it that they let a P1 45-point gap come in for the side of Illuminati. I mean, we don't normally see teams get a high score on a firing range P1, but you can see the dedication from Omni getting set up for P2 because that's going to give them better spawns for P3 as well, and they can probably swing things back into their favor off the P2 and P3 switch.
Yeah, I'm starting to see a little bit more of a stable gameplay here from the side of Omni. They get slapped around a little bit in that first point. Well, we all know the money hill is right here in Armory, and you can see the scorecard starting to jump back in favor of this Omniscient roster, who I was looking at Scoos' point of view. He went like 6-0 to start things off. Already utilized a few of his score streaks. See the smoke come through, kind of gets butchered. Rotation for that P3 trailer site going to be absolutely shut down. Boot already in point, though. Boot is going to be taken down, and, you know, we're going to see a continuation of that P2 to P3 transition, and this is what we're talking about. You can pick up all the points you want off that P1 site, but P2 and P3 are right next to each other. You bunker down for P2, you've got at least a half setup on that P3 rotation. Capo actually going to be the last one there, and the break might come earlier than expected. Boot comes through, and it's about 18 seconds in. But you can see the scorecard right here, 75-50. The break comes right back through in favor of Omni. It's going to be a back-and-forth affair, and with nothing really to hold on to and take cover in, you're going to be pushed from multiple angles. This is where things get a bit dicey.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And again, on that P1, we were looking at a 45-5. We had a 55-second hold on P2 for the side of Omni. And sure enough, they're having a strong P3 as well. We did have 10 points picked up by the side of Illuminati. But, bro, I mean, we are just rolling away right now for the side of Omni. And, you know, again, we were talking about kind of the kill leaders for the day. And it was Jim at first with 38. But we did have, I think it was Skews came through and was rocking a 42 to lead the day. And Mojito also was able to get 38 on the board. So can we maybe see another kill record here? And that's a big question. I'll have to see how long this game goes, first of all, because if Omni continue to steamroll, it may not last long enough to get that many kills on the board. But firing range is a condensed enough map that it could absolutely happen even in a shorter game.
No, you're absolutely right. Now, as we were seeing the middle portion of this P4 rotation, I think it was Boot who actually had the 42 on the board.
Was it Boot?
I think it was Boot. Mojito started things off, ended up with 35, had like 20 in the first half. Got to slow down towards the end, and Boot just fried after that. Ty going to pick up a two-piece, and they're going to be able to pick up all of this P4 rotation. This is devastating. Omni, again, after that P2 site, able to pick up a majority of all of the hard points since then. Only 55, so that means 10 points collectively in a total of 3 points since that P1 rotation. And this is going to be a perfect opportunity. We're going to go ahead and join in with the side of Omni for a quick listen-in. Bear with us as we jump in.
Hey, just chill.
Middle, blue barrel.
One on side.
Okay, middle. They're looking good, guys. Huh?
Underwood capo. Nice.
They got
13, careful, guys.
Smoke out trailer. Smoking
13 1 HP, 13 1 HP.
One trailer.
Star 1 HP, Star 1 HP. Nice, one more middle, one more middle.
One barrel. We need to get next.
It's one on point.
Dead, P1.
One next.
Two next, Amory.
I'm gonna go next.
One armory dead.
Nice.
Two more armory.
Middle pick up, tight, midlife.
Yeah, next. They're ready. Next. We need to get.
Okay, let's go set the next.
Next. Just stay alive, bro. Stay alive.
One mid. Did that one trailer?
Two trailer. There's two trailer. No, three in armory.
One city dead.
Amory.
Lightning strike got me.
One barrel. Oh, dead.
Pick up left side, he's waiting you. To one more pick up. Nice.
One more pick up. Nice.
Two in hill still. One more.
One middle.
It's one shot.
Push together. We need to push together. We're all split. Left corner.
No, the point, guys. No.
Frag got me.
Let's go. Let's push, guys. Let's push on the
Yeah.
point. Stop playing kill, guys. Push the point. Left side. Well, two, Denisio, two. Nice, one more.
I'm in next.
He's on the barrel side. Bottom 10.
Okay.
I got me out of next. He's in trailer. We need to get next.
Let's go next.
They're already in trailer. They're stacking.
One trailer window.
Okay, one.
All right. Gotta say, comms on point. Omni, a little bit of a slide here on the P2 reset and day. I think this is what we're talking about with 250 hard points. One team can get that advantage early on, but can they continue to do that in the long run of things? Starricker going to come through, picks up a massive frag, but is going to be shut down. The break and trailer not going to happen. It is not at least going to happen now. Ty shutting it down. And what are your thoughts so far?
I mean, dude, this is exactly the action I want to see, and this is why I complained so long about the 150 hard points, especially for firing range. If we were still sitting on 150 hard point, this game was over a long time ago, and now look, we're only 15 points separate these two teams, and that gap is thinning out as it has been a massive trailer control by the side of Illuminati. And you did hear the good comms coming through on the side of Omni, where they're saying, you know, we've already got players setting up for next. We need to push. I think it was Jim came through and was like, they're already full set. We need to make a break happen. And it just didn't. And now, here we are in the late game, and Illuminati have brought themselves back into the lead and could potentially still come through and steal the game. I mean, I'm still on the Omni fan train here. You know, I think Omni is the best team in the EU qualifiers, but Illuminati are at least putting their names on the board right now and showing, hey, to some of the better teams in the league, and especially some of the ones that are on maybe the lower half, we are a threat that you do have to worry about. And that's great. I love seeing that kind of life and energy come through from a qualifiers team.
No, you're absolutely right. This is a spicy one now, as we can see a little bit of a narrow deficit going to be overcome here. P4, just a back and forth affair so far. Ty going to be able to play some objective time, much needed here now as things are getting to the thick of it. We're seeing a trade back and forth. Nobody has clear control here. This wood site, one of the scrappiest ones we've seen so far, back and forth affair. Ty gonna lose one gunfight, and now we've got ourselves a 190, 190, 191 actually, onto a P1 reset. And do you think a jump in for Illuminati is perfect time? Yeah, let's do it. I'll meet you down there.
Jumping. There's 2 on point.
Trailer one.
I'll push tower.
There's 2 side blue.
One on mid, one mid.
Okay, mid, push mid.
E1.
We're spawning lower.
Nice. One's holding lower. Go.
One.
Then just push side.
Nice.
Guys.
Top tower. Tower one.
Yeah, go next.
Okay, go next, guys. Go next. Ali.
Just machine next.
One next. He's in next. Spamming tunnels.
Go next.
Yeah. They're holding rotations.
Don't push from tunnels. Just machine tunnel. Sparrow.
Is it? Let's go. One mid, one
Lower.
Sparrow 1 HP.
Oh no. Oh, we fucked. Fuck.
We get a streak though.
Yep, this is the part of the game where if you got them, you're using them. Score streaks, going to raid superior in a 250 to 197. Hell of a game, number one, guys. I didn't think this was going to be close, and it got as close as, what, 1 point on that P1 reset, 191 to 190, and that's where things got escalated. The streaks start coming in for Omni on the rotations to P2. They get blessed with those spawns. They shut down P1. They don't allow the opponent to get on point, and this is it. This is exactly what we asked for here in the rule change. And sure enough, we've got 3 players with 40 on the side of Omni. 41 and 30, 40 and 28 for Denicio, 40 and 33 for Cathalia. On the flip side of things, you've got one in Mojito who goes 38 and 24, and that's about as positive as it's going to get for Illuminati. That was a dogfight going into that P1 reset. Dave, I need to hear your thoughts.
Well, even though they lost, I got to give Omni a lot of credit here. One, they put up a really, really great fight, and I think I did stick around for the voice comms a little bit longer than you did. But you might have caught some of it at the end where, they were kind of mentioning, hey, we're getting streaked off of the point. We can't make the rotations. I think that's about where you bounced out. And, at that point, they were like, it's GG. Good, we're going to, gear up and get ready for next. This one's over. But everybody was calm. Everybody, nobody was, jumping to blame each other. Oh, you did bad or, anything like that. It was all very collected and just looking forward. And, that's a really strong thing for a team to have, especially when you lose what is such a close series, right? I mean, this ended up, I think, being a lot closer of a hardpoint firing range than I think most people would have thought. And for them to keep that mental game strong after, having opportunities to win there and just falling a little bit short, I think is ideal. That's the kind of positivity you want to see out of a team. That's a team that you can look at and say, hey, today's not your day, but you guys have what it takes to grow. You guys aren't at each other's throat after a loss like that. And, we had a couple players still really come through and show out, and a couple that I specifically think have an opportunity to maybe win a search and destroy. That is where I was saying earlier, you know, maybe Illuminati has a chance with their teamwork to snag one away. Gonna be looking at that search and destroy, specifically revolving around the likes of Mojito, who came through and top frag for the team with 38.
Yeah.
And General Gore, who was putting up some big numbers with the sniper earlier as well. So a lot of potential there, but you got to give the credit as well over to Omni. They're a team that, I'll say it again and again, should have been invited, but unfortunately, just the way the rules work, they weren't. And sure enough, Jim comes through with 40. Gathelia comes through with 40. Denicio comes through with 40.
Can we take a minute?
Behind, but...
Can we take a minute to appreciate the 3-minute hill time from Ty? I know you probably already mentioned it, but when's the last time we've seen anything over 1:45?
Well, so to be fair, if you think about where Hardpoint was before, right?
Yeah.
You know, 150. 3 minutes of hill time is 180 points. Now, granted, contest time does come in there as well.
Well, no, it does not come in there on the end screen. In game, it shows contested time. Outside of the game, it shows all the time you got that was uncontested.
Interesting. I actually didn't know that, so I'm glad you broke that specification down for me. Yeah, so that even just reinforces what I said. You couldn't physically have 310 on the scoreboard in 150 Hardpoint. So may not have fragged out the way the team does, and I've mentioned it before, when you are an OBJ player and you're going to be that last player on a hill, typically just trying to defend your opponents from snagging the last, 12 seconds or whatever while your team makes that rotation. A lot of times you're going to be in weird 2v1 scenarios and you're just going to die. That's just the way it works. You're actually playing a little bit on, expecting your team to get you a good anchor so that when you do die, you are spawning favorably for next. And that is just the way it works when you're playing that OBJ position. Now, one of the things I think you should point out is Tidedeye had 310 on the board, and Capo had 17. I mean,
and they go
that is a heck
-5
of a
negative.
difference.
Yeah. I mean, but hey, when you got a guy like Ty who's coming through with literally 3 minutes and 10 seconds on the point, you got to find out where you fit in at. And, I think Capo is struggling a little bit on that end. They were to see him pick things up going into this game too, this search and destroy again on takeoff that I mentioned earlier, as we're going to get geared up for it. This is a best of 5 format, and I've got it on screen for you guys to kind of see visually as, the path of this series is going to take us to that takeoff search and destroy, and then it's going to lead us to a raid domination. I think this is where things are going to get interesting. I think this takeoff is a bit split. We saw how well Illuminati can hang with the best of the best here in this qualifiers. I'm thinking that we at least see a game 4, and it's got to start here for Illuminati now, as we're going to go ahead and take off to a search or destroy banana going into this next matchup. And there we have it, guys. I didn't do it as smoothly as Day, but I can do it just as well.
Yeah, I think we obviously have a little bit more than what the viewers bring to the table, right? And, I'm was kind of just peeking into Omni's text chat for a second here. I don't know what inspired me to click on it, but I clicked on it. And Jim said, I'm not using no attachments. These guys aren't caca. So,
there we go.
That's a huge shout out coming from Omni for them to say, hey, I'm not trolling with these guys. I'm bringing everything to the table. I'm giving it my best because these guys are not trash. Okay. So that's a big name in the EU competitive scene to get a shout out from. Now, granted, it wasn't necessarily a shout out because again, it was in their private chat, but exposed, Jim, exposed.
Well, hey,
and verdict. Here's the thing, you joke around and say, I'm better at clickbait than vague, but you want to know someone who's actually better at clickbait than vague?
He's
Jim.
Yeah.
And I'm so disappointed that Jim streams have come with 0 clickbait lately. I'm so disappointed.
Well, hey, all of those unused ideas, Jim, feel free to DM me. You've got the direct line to verdict.
Oh, bro, you want to know the best one he ever got me with?
What's that?
He sent out a notification that said, Jim Kadem mentioned you in stream title or something like that.
He said what?
The notification said Jim Kadem mentioned you in their stream title.
That's
oh, dude, I clicked on that so fast. You want to talk about king of clickbait? It's Jim, dude. That was gold. That got me faster than any of
Stage 5 team called hacking
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here we are. This is it. Game number 2. 1-0 lead. A very, very close game number 1. We're going to see how it compares here in this Search and Destroy. It's got to start early. First Blood's going to come through, and let's talk about starting early, and that's Jim, king of clickbait EU himself. Going to pull in the advanced artillery. These guys aren't caca, bro. These guys are here to play, and they're here to win, and I love it. Scoozy, bomb carrier, he put a lot of damage early on. Gathelia going to put some damage here, too. Oh, my God, 2-piece. Clearing out the top of this balcony, and Star Wrecker is going to be left in a 1v4. Finds 2. But the numbers, they're stacked against them.
All right, so a message from Ronan is the context is he told Jim to use no attachments. So this was Ronan's inspiration.
Destroy the objective.
Who else would throw harder than Ronan?
I mean, I don't know if it's throwing. I think again it brought a brilliant comment to light by Jim. Even though, you know, we expect Omni, and I still absolutely do expect Omni to win this, that means a lot coming from a player like Jim to say you guys aren't bad at this game, right? Like, that's a compliment, hands down. So I expect big things, and again, this is kind of where I was mentioning earlier, maybe Illuminati's able to snag a game. It's got to start here. And right now, they do have the 2-for-1 trade in their favor, and it's Jim and Gathelia taken down for Starricker, who I think is a really solid player, but has not been having the greatest day, at least not for the team. So overall, fair trade. He is leading the team right now with 2 kills, but, you know, we're only on our second round here of this Search and Destroy.
I'm finally starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Ronan wasn't throwing, bro. He was just trying to buy Verdict some more time for those valuable watch hours. You know what, Ronan, you're a hell of a man. I appreciate you there. But we just got to let this one play out. Boot, going to find one. And now we're going to see the bomb planted. It is rather an orthodox push towards his B side, but it looks like they have a lot of control here. As you can see, they're not giving Denisio anything to work with. Ty forced the push all the way through the bottom of that staircase P2. Gore on the outside might get taken care of. Oh, Ty doesn't catch him. Boot going to be able to rotate. Nope, he's taken down. First down. 3 more to deal with. Denisio rotates right in front of Gore. And Gore looking for that final kill. He's not going to get it. Gore bites the bullet there. Ty pushes out. Mojito patiently waiting up top. And now we're all even. 1 for 1. After a much better round here for Illuminati, and I gotta say, this is a repeat of the Search and Destroy all over again. It's back and forth, back and forth. You know, you have the advantage one moment, you don't. It's right there neck and neck. It's all about who can separate the two and come out on top right now. Illuminati fighting for that first game win. Gotta say, this Search and Destroy is definitely a game that you could take. It's just all about execution.
Yep, and we're all tied up. Ty leading the lobby with 4 kills on the board. Denisio going to find his first, taking down Starricker, who again had an actually decent start for the side of Illuminati, but has throughout today been one of the weaker links of the team, and you know I mean that as respectfully as possible. Ooh, Gore. Almost able to find one there instead. Takes a couple shots back, but it's Mojito come through with the first kill for the team this round onto Gathelia. Definitely think that's got to be considered a good one. And now it's going to be Capo. Does find a couple shots onto Skews. Not quite able to take him down, but Jim going to find Mojito on the other side. Now,
That
2 for
was-
1 trade in favor of Omni.
That was a great bait right there. Capo literally walking the wall, waiting for him to push out Jim on the opposite side. Great call-outs there from Omni. However, the guys over here at Illuminati still here to fight. Capo going to find one in Gore before he drops, and gotta say, the coordination for Omni just superior when it comes to those kind of pushes. Jim able to find that one. You know, those are like the one-ups you expect from a vetted team, and these are vets, all of them. All of them have played at least one season. Some have played multiple seasons. Right now, Scoozy going to be left out on his own. Denicio going to thread the shot. We've got a 2-1 now. It's almost expected for, Omni to win this one based off of what they got in the, in the rotation. But I got to say, after seeing Illuminati put up some numbers there in that hardpoint and the search and destroy being, back and forth so far, I am begging for at least a game 4 here. And I think this search and destroy is doable for Illuminati.
Yeah, I mean, that was the kind of comment I made right from the start, is they are actually decent in search and destroy and have an opportunity. This round right now looking like it might go in favor of Omni as well, and they could take the 3-1 lead, but Mojito able to equalize the field a little bit, does take down Jim before getting refragged out. Does take down, I believe it was Ty before getting refragged out by Jim, but General Gore going to find one. Denicio doesn't miss those, coming through 4-1 for him. Definitely putting up a good score line. Him and Jim, each 4 kills on the board. Boot, one of the top fraggers for the team today, but, I mean, right now, looking at 1 and 3, and Jim, just a little bit better there, comes through the 3-1 lead now in favor of Omni, as we get into our last round of the Illuminati defense or offense here.
Yeah, you got to say that 2-1, perfect way to play your twos right there. Denicio kind of baits back and forth. The call out comes out. They are kind of aware of where he's Boot kind of aware of where he's at, and then you see the rotation from Jim. Perfect coordination, and that's what you're going to expect from vetted teams in this series now. Is that veteran awareness, knowledge, the rotation, the comms, or just some of the best I've seen in this qualifiers. And that's, of course, based on a team that should have probably been invited, but rules are rules, and Jim going to be able to pick up 1. Boot, oh my! Boot and Starricker pick up 2. Starricker drops, though, and again, you were making the case that Starricker hasn't been that much of a factor. He has picked up 4 kills in this search and destroy so far, but Mojito still the only one alive in this sense, as he's got the bomb in hand, 1:05 on the clock. Jim and Denicio again in a 2 versus 1 scenario. Can they execute back-to-back rounds now? This will give them the 4-1 advantage before we flip sides. Like I say, it's starting to look better and better as the time kind of dwindles out. They got a 1-1 split. You see A's covered by Denicio. B going to be covered, well, partially B. It's going to be like a middle approach now from Jim as he starts to make that rotation over. And 35 seconds, only a matter of time before Denicio finds him, and that's going to be it.
Yeah, they definitely did well there. I would like to see them play a little bit tighter on their twos, though. I understand when you're on the defense, you've got 2v1, you send one person towards each bomb, they have a sight. It does allow an opportunity where an enemy player can pick up the one-on-one kill trade, and maybe from there they're able to clutch up that round. You play those twos a little bit tighter, even if the opponent gets a bomb down. Where that bomb is down is often going to be revealing at least a couple of the angles that they could play, and then you can take that positioning together and say, okay, the bomb is planted on this side, so for them to have a good angle, these are kind of the power play positions that they're going to be in. I'll, get the fake defuse, you be watching the angles, we can take that gunfight 2v1, and even if one of us dies, theoretically, one of us is going to get the kill and then clutch the round up. But the 1-for-1 trades do come through, and oh my goodness, a bunch of kills flying on through. And right now, it's Illuminati actually winning the better of the trades, and Gathelia almost drops as well, somehow able to make it back under cover, but Mojito takes down Denicio. Now Gathelia left alone in a 1 versus 3. It's only 55 seconds on the clock for him to try to get a plant. And just not a great position. But again, if we look at the positioning here in this situation, look how spread out the side of Illuminati are. And this is exactly how you get weird 1v3 clutches. They're not in a position where if Aphelion rotates here and gets the pick on Starricker, which I can't believe they basically kissed there. But, you know, should he get that kill, nobody's in a position to capitalize on that. And he's in a central position of the map where if he gets that kill, they have to guess which way he's rotating after that. Sure enough, Aphelion picks up 1. Now it's a 1 versus 2. And this is a 1v1 gunfight here.
Yeah, this is a position where Star just needs a backpack. Like, there's 7 seconds on the clock. Wait for the reinforcements. Bomb is going to go down, and the push is going to come through. It doesn't matter. Bomb didn't happen.
He canceled the bomb
He canceled the bomb plant. That's tough. Maybe, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think this was a doable situation. Had there been like 20 seconds on the clock and he had a little bit more time to play, would have been perfect. But Star, able to play his life, won that round single-handedly.
Yeah, it definitely hurts to watch on you know, our end of it, because we can see exactly where the players were. Aphelion was safe. I mean, that plant was his. He could have stood up. He had the head glitch advantage against the opposition there, but unfortunately, you know, again, I think Starricker started to push up, and obviously Aphelion would have got that sound cue, and he thought he was getting pushed, but you know, sometimes that's just unfortunate, and that's just the way it works. But, you know, right now, we're looking at another round where Illuminati actually have a sizable advantage. The bomb, they also have called out down, but it doesn't matter. Skews and Mojito going to come through with the kills, and we're now only 1 round separating these two teams.
That was some perfect defense right there. Skews gets the break of a lifetime, goes through the bottom of that staircase, right around to, you know, where Aphelion was planting the bomb. Gets the sound off, waits to, you know, covers all angles before he makes the push. Gets the kill, drops back, plays his life. That's picture-perfect textbook gameplay there. And the aggressive play from the side of Omni, not going to pan out there. I got to say, the patience, the approach from Illuminati gives me hope here in this defending side. But now we're going to see 2 trades come through, and it's not in favor of them. Denisio just cracked out of his mind. Finds 1, make it 2. Capo going to find the 3rd. And there's only Gore left. Gore going to find shots on 1. Do not line up on that staircase side of the A site. Not going to happen. Ty going to come through multiple angles covering. That's a perfectly great, you know, situation where you could be spread out and it pans out because you got 4 players left to work with. And a phenomenal round there from Omni. That puts them on match point. We've got a 5-3 scenario. Can Illuminati bounce back after that round?
Yeah, hard to say, especially, you know, again, you're up against Omni, a team who will punish you if you make mistakes, and sure enough, you peek that angle against Jim, and he is going to make you regret it. First blood for Omni, and they're looking to have a strong opportunity to win this one here. In fact, I'm surprised that Aphelion didn't push up and just start getting that bomb planted, maybe bait out anybody listening for sound cues. So far, the 2-0 favor as far as kills go in favor of the side of Omni. Denisio finds Starricker, but General Gore able to get a refrag. Ty there to back him up. That's, you know, what Planar 2s is about. Now Boot is going to find Ty, but left alone in a 1v3 with 30 seconds on the clock. Just, what a flick.
Sheesh.
Oh my goodness.
Sheesh. Sheesh. Boot, if you clutch this, bro, you're goated, but you only got about 18 seconds left on the clock, and you got 2 very, very OP players left to deal with. Denisio, Aphelion. Is he getting the defuse? Nope. Sounds off. The call-out's going to come through. Boot going to be taken down. That is game point match. We're going to be moving on to a game 3. 6-3 win for Omni. Got to give it to Boot, bro. He put up a hell of a fight there. 4 Henry. You are 4 amazing, my guy. I absolutely missed a lot of those donos. I appreciate you, my guy, coming in chat. Came through with a tremendous amount of hypes a while ago, and then came through with a winner as well as 2 Bravos and a few more hypes, dude. Killing it. Just like this Omni squad now, as we predicted it. You know, this is expected from them, right? They are the chosen team here at this qualifiers event. They shouldn't even take a loss, and which I think to this point they haven't as of yet. I need to pull up the bracket. But I've got to say, some pretty close games in between. And this Illuminati squad looking pretty darn good. I'm taking a look at the bracket as we speak. Omni beat Illuminati 2-0 in the first round. beat Magna 2-0, beat Clash 2-0, beat Aphelion 2-0, and here we are, best of 5. Right now, they haven't taken a loss. So that'll be, you know, just for note. And I'm looking at it from Illuminati's point of view. They haven't lost a game other than to this Omniscient squad. So,
yeah, and there are definitely some strong teams that they were able to take down, right? I mean, you know, they lost the first round against Omni. You know, that's to be expected. But they have now fought their way all the way after a first round drop to the losers bracket. They have taken down THC. They have taken down Ingent. They have taken down Clash. They have taken down Elysium as well. All 2-0 victories. And then, obviously, they move on to face Aphelion. That's the one map that they did drop. They did drop that Search and Destroy all the way into a best of 11. And now here we are. You know, they were able to win game 3. They're back into the winners. Well, they're back into the grand finals through the loser bracket. And they're up against Omni again. And, you know, again, I don't think anybody expected the Cinderella story where Illuminati was going to come through and snag the whole thing away from Omniscient. But they have certainly put up one hell of a fight and have made a name for themselves. And I think if you're one of those teams that, you know, I was kind of referring to earlier, you know, maybe you guys should have been a little bit more the team to compete in qualifiers as opposed to Omni. This is a team you definitely have to worry about.
I completely agree with you. As I'm taking a look at it now, we've got the a third game right around the corner. I know Ronan's all on his own, but make sure you flip the names up top, Robot, because we're about to get ready for our last and potentially last game of the night, last game of the series. It's match point. Omni just doing what they do best right now, and executing to an extent. And, you know, Illuminati putting up a hell of a fight in both that Search and the Hardpoint. The Hardpoint was obviously a little closer. You don't get blessed with those P2 spawn sites. Obviously, you're going to be, you know, working against the clock. You can go up through that tunnel site, you get shut down. You go through anywhere else, the score streaks start rating. And that game was devastating. That one realistically could have gone either way, though. And then we got that Search and Destroy, which was a little less close. Still very, very decent rounds from Illuminati, putting up, you know, hella frags. Just playing against a team who was well vetted, knows how to play their twos, know how to, you know, put the right communications on and what kind of moves come along with that. We're looking at Domination Raid, and I think the domination against Aphelion was by far the best game I've seen tonight. Other than that Hardpoint that we just saw against Omni, I'm hoping that Illuminati can make something shake here, as Raid is one of my favorite maps as well as Day's favorite maps. I need to see that game 4 though. I promise you guys a game 4, and I'm under delivering right now if they can't come through. As I'm taking a look at the rotations again, Raid domination going to be the deciding factor. Hackney Yard Hardpoint going to be that game 4, and I think this is where I think the night would be much better ending if I was writing narratives. Obviously, these teams are just playing it out, and I'm just feeding into Day's, you know.
Well, Bobby wrote the script.
Bobby wrote the script.
Bobby wrote the script.
There you go. Hey, Day, do me a favor. Flip over to that third spectator slot.
I can do that.
Si, perfecto. All right, we've got the score limit set. Again, it's 100 points per round, or per half, as we're going to go ahead and jump right into it.
Look, since I see Jim in chat right now, I don't want to say I told you so, but I absolutely am going to say I told you so. When Jim said he was retiring, when they didn't make it to stage 5, I was like, bro, that's not true. He's an addict, and he'll be back. And everybody was like, no. Jim's gonna retire.
Jim's done.
He's playing Apex now. And I'm like, you're right. He's playing Apex now. But he'll be back. And sure enough, look, dude's back and in chat saying, I've missed comp, not gonna lie.
Yo, Jimothy coming through in chat, bro. He came through with the big raid early on. Right now, we're looking at a potential 3-0. Gets the B cap relatively easily. And you're just seeing the funneling in over towards this A site here. 2 players going to make the backside push, and it's already anticipated. Capo, Jim, a lot of presence here on this back alley area. Jim going to find 2 more, and he might be done with COD Mobile competitive a few weeks ago, and here he is now. Bro never left. That's what it's looking like.
I think the only player that's retired more than Jim is Asta.
Asta. Yeah, I knew exactly where you're going with that. Asta. Or Vague's Twitter.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count.
No, it definitely doesn't, but I thought it was worth mentioning. That's, you know, one of my favorite. Hey, I'm retiring from COD Mobile.
Listen, you listen, you can like Vague as much as you want. I like Vague. Vague's chill. I think Vague's funny. If you ever believe Vague, that's a different story. You know, but early triple cap actually comes through here for the side of Omni. I do get a CB out of it. I think they probably would have preferred the A, so maybe that works out a little bit better for the side of Illuminati. Keep in mind, guys, we are looking at 200 doms now. We're not 150 dominant up anymore. We're going 100 around. Capo pushed up, finds 2, but Boot, the third one slide in the corner, he wasn't ready for it. Boot's gonna win that one. Finds Gathelia as well. Denicio and Capo here for the defense. Boot finds 1, gets taken down by Capo.
You know, I'm thinking about doing listen-ins, and right now I think this would be the only time we get to listen in with Illuminati. So what we're going to do is we're going to bounce down to Illuminati's, get a chance for them to sound off, and then we'll join in with Omni in the second half.
Sparrow kitchen, be careful.
Sparrow, one dead, one more Sparrow kitchen. Nice. 3 kills, go.
Yeah, nice. Let's go be fast, let's go be fast.
One mid.
Go be fast.
I go from B.
We should
One,
2-1-B.
Blue van.
Oh, one's kitchen. He's pushing by money. Let's go B. Blue van,
Let's go B.
One on B.
Money dead.
Mid
Nice
dead.
guys, go B.
Whoa. Two blue car.
Nice.
Dead. Zeke.
One mid-stairs.
Mid-stairs, yeah. One mid-stairs.
The stairs is speaking. Okay. We have to focus next half there.
Top right.
All right, I mean, a well-fought, you know, towards the end of that first half, a much better approach. But one of the key things that I heard in the Discord call from them was that very little bit of information towards the end, and that was, we got to focus up second half. These guys aren't giving up, regardless of the score. It's 149. And Day, I'm going to be honest with you, I had to step away for a little bit. I had to take a phone call. How did the comms sound at the very beginning when we joined in?
I mean, they were overall all right. Again, I think this team is doing great to understanding that this isn't the most fair matchup for them to be in. I mean, Omni have proven it by not dropping a map all qualifiers long and continue to keep that up. But again, Illuminati are, you know, they're here to focus. They're here to really have an opportunity as a team and make it work for this season. And I think that's great for them. And again, I think when we get into the official Mobile Mayhem season, this being a qualified team, I think they have a great opportunity of their games to look back through in the qualifiers here, especially this one up against Omni, who is again expected to be one of the upper echelon teams of EU. And they can see, you know, how they performed against Omni. They can see, you know, kind of the rotations that Omni was making, and, you know, maybe they can take some of that knowledge and grow a little bit more as a team. And again, I think there's other teams that are already invited into Mobile Mayhem that Illuminati has a real chance to potentially come in and upset with the way that they've been playing here. And, you know, again, Mojito, Boot, General Gore, all players that have really stood out here today. Skews and Starwicker are players that, you know, showed out in the last week of competition that we had. So I think this team has a lot of potential, and I'm really excited to see them move forward. Capo in the corner there, going to be able to pick up that free one. Now, I think realistically this game is over at this point, especially with the BC strongly coming through for the side of Omni right now. I just, looking at the likes of it, I mean, we're like real close. Actually, I think we're
we are.
We're in triple cap territory by pretty deep. I almost got confused for a second there on the scoring, but yeah, I mean we're triple cap right now for the side of
Omni
Illuminati, which
yeah. I think fair. I think fair or not. I think this is a reality check, a dose of what the regular season is gonna hold, and a lot of potential for Illuminati, a lot to build on. But it's not going to get any better towards the the regular season. This is again a top 3, top 4 team. Should have probably been an invited roster, but again we won't go back and forth on that one. And if you can't handle it here, there's no way that you're going to make it through in regular season and expect it to get any easier. This is about as top as it can get. But I still feel like there are 2 more teams that will come through and put a smack down even worse in that regards. Right now, Triple Caps is going to come through. Only 15 points needed. 87 is where it's going to be halted here for the side of Illuminati. And, man, we saw a ton of potential in the first few series of the night. And I was expecting this one to at least go to a Game 4. We're not going to be able to see that. This one is done and over with. The score streaks come raining in, the halts come through, the double cap does come in, but again, not any kind of focus on that A site where we see a foot go through. 198, trickle time coming in, game, point, match, that is it. Omni, again, highly favored in this matchup. They win 3-0, they win the domination 296. Hell of a qualifiers run for them, completely undefeated day.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is kind of what I expected coming into the competition in general. Like when they were first like, hey, you're going to be casting EU qualifiers with Verdict, and I was looking through the rosters and stuff. I was like, bro, why is Omni here? And again, because of the ruling, that's just the way it worked out. But we knew right from the get-go that this team was going to come through and be a dominating force in qualifiers, and I think they were even more dominating than, maybe I had initially expected them to be. I was like, this is a super stacked team, but, maybe being a new team together, they'll face some struggles in the teamwork department. There's some other really good teams here that I expect big things out of, that, maybe snag a game for them while Omni is kind of getting things moving. Nope, not even really an issue for them. They came through, they didn't drop a single map all qualifiers long. Again, both of these teams qualified, guys. Don't panic. Aphelion qualified as well. I mean, we had basically just bragging rights on the line for today. But I think our 4 teams that made it are Omni, Aphelion, Illuminati, and Elysium.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
That is correct.
I'm actually more shocked that Clash didn't make it. To be blatantly honest with you.
I mean, they've played against this Illuminati squad. If you can't make it past that, it's tough luck. And I'm not saying that because I didn't want Clash to make it through.
Listen, it's definitely tough luck, because I by all means think, and I don't mean to be, that guy or anything here, but
this just the end of the day is that guy.
It's gonna be a that guy comment. I think Clash is a better team than Elysium.
That's bold. With a few, minor adjustments, I could 100% agree with you. I don't know where the bracket stood, where their paths, they didn't meet.
Their paths didn't meet. Clash went on ahead of Euro Elite and lost to Omni, and then lost to Illuminati, the team that came in second.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I think you might be onto something.
I was the first one to jump on Elysium after their matchup with, I think, Atrocity in the very first day of competition. I think our second game. That team is super unorganized, and I hope they're able to tighten that up going into Mobile Mayhem, because You guys see the level of competition that's on the board here with Illuminati and Omniscient and AE, plus the other EU teams that are already in the bracket. Elysium, you guys may have made it, but you got to step your game up. I mean, it's going to be a rough season for you if you don't tighten things up. They're a team that has really, really solid players, and they frag out, but the teamwork is like almost non-existent there.
Hey, I completely agree with you, and you know, maybe
I'm being harsh for their benefit. Okay, I want them to take my words and prove me wrong, because again, I was just not impressed by the rotations and the lack of teamwork that they brought to the table.
Well, real takes here from Day, man. This is some Spawn type material, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. This would be hella broke down, you know, in a scenario like this. That's actually,
we are starting the Spawn back up this week, by the way.
You know how many times I've heard that and haven't seen it?
Listen, we were gonna do it for stage 5, and there was just too much going on.
Yeah, that's understandable.
There's too many things that would have got me in trouble if I did a Spawn episode on it. So we pushed it back. We said we're gonna do it for qualifiers instead.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were things I would have said that would have not looked good for a Mobile Mayhem sponsored show. You know?
Yeah. Big facts. Big facts. Well, guys, we've got plenty more action tonight. We're gonna be doing the Mobile Mayhem NA qualifiers on Denomination's channel. Be sure to go ahead and drop him a follow and tune in, as him and I will continue our rants and, you know, our hot takes, because, you know, that's what qualifiers is really about. It's about being brutally honest, and Elysium got a little bit of, you know, taste of Day's thoughts, and, you know, if you're
Look, I think that team has a lot of potential. They fragged out in all their games. I mean, they fragged out. They're a team that has talent, but they're not working well together, and that's something they gotta fix.
I mean, it's that, or they get exposed in regular season and don't finish the season.
My
That's happened
harshness
multiple times.
is for their benefit.
There you go. All right, well, hot takes with Day. Verdict trying to find the right words to put in his mouth, and, you know, sometimes Day just beats me to the punch. You know, and once he gets on a roll, he can't be stopped. We're going to get geared up for a raid. Be sure to check us out on Tuesday. Thursday is when the real action starts, as we're going to get geared up for both NA and EU seasons to start. Going to be a very exciting season. I am looking forward to seeing how well EU does, as they showed a lot of promise in that stage 5. A lot of promise. I cannot wait to see how well this season is going to turn out. I'll say it again and again every season, as long as it continues to get better and better. This is going to be the best season yet, okay? I said it last season. I said it the season before that. I didn't say it the season before that because I had no idea where the direction in the EU was. And then all of a sudden, it just came out of nowhere the season before this one. And it has been always delivering since. So, with that being said, guys, be sure to tune into the Denomination's channel tonight with him and myself casting the Mobile Mayhem NA qualifiers. And then on Thursday, regular season. Get geared up for one of my favorite streamers on the Trovo and YouTube platforms. That's going to be Mod 6, guys. Be sure to drop him a follow, show him support. Tell him that the Verdict bot sent you. GG's, guys.